Yes. Back in the building. Welcome to the Top 4 podcast. That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. I am back, your co-host, your host for this evening, Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm joined by Robinho, the sweepstake winner, and Manchester United fan.
Jeez. The best there was, the best there is, the best that there will ever be. Case closed. Debate is done. He has hit the immortality, the eternal, and there's no one anyone can say or chat to this man. Lionel Andreas Messi is that guy.
He's the
100.
man. He's
He
the
is the
man.
man.
I'm joined as well by AD, a Liverpool fan.
Mbappe. Oh, killy.
Killy.
Man, right. He put his nuts on the line. Like, it was the biggest stage of them all. He was pulling out the moonsaults, he was pulling out the backflips, but one person had to win, and the greatest of all time laid his hands on the biggest prize there is.
He did
Beautiful
indeed.
scenes, beautiful scenes.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing to behold. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, what a World Cup we have had. Yes, as you can see at the bottom there, Argentina win the World Cup. Let's get into some of these comments very quickly. Generous Dave, you should be here with us, my man. On a day like this, on a night like this, we need a Generous Dave, who also comes on and says, Robin Blatter. Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, the sweepstake of the millennium. I mean, what is going on? Huh? What is going on?
What did I do? I didn't win the first one. God,
I'm just saying, innit? Like, I still have flashbacks of that first pod before the World Cup started, and I see man land on Ecuador. Was it Uruguay? And he ends up with, was it David? He ended up with Ecuador. Howler, or was it even Qatar? Howler. Big up David NL says, big up the top 4, big up to the gang that are in the building. You're not seeing double. Yes, it is me. I'm in the building. Respect Killy says Endo. Where's Oscar, bruv? I don't know, bruv. Raven, Link, I don't know what he's up to. Who knows what he's doing? He's gone AWOL. AD, what are you saying? He was on mute.
As I said, he might be licking his wounds. Who knows?
Who knows indeed. Big up Lucky. Get me, long time listener. Shout out to Lucky who says, go. He's got the go images there, emojis there. 100%. Endo says, remember when Killy barged Messi and you were onto him? I told you he was making his mark as the new best player in the world. Mirad says the game has been finished. It has been clocked. It feels like the end, doesn't it? It feels like Messi has finally completed all the levels, all the missions that you needed. He has finally gone and done so. And Endo says, Peter, it's great to have you back. Where have you been? Guys, I've been enjoying my life, I've been enjoying life. I was on the honeymoon early doors with my lovely wife, and it was brilliant. It was great. And it's just been a hectic 100 mile an hour. But enough of that, okay? Enough of that. Let's get into this World Cup, okay? As we see there on the ticker at the bottom, Argentina win the World Cup. Okay, Argentina finally do it. Apologies from David. Yeah, you had to work the night shift. Okay, we see. Yeah, what time and a half? Yeah. Okay, I hear that. Robinho, quick one. Your thoughts on the game? What was quite we're going to get into obviously bit by bit throughout the whole thing, but just overall, in terms of emotion, in terms of I don't even know what else to put it, in terms of just how hectic a night it was. What is your thoughts on this final?
I'll describe how I felt in quarters, because that's how I felt like the game went. It literally, for the first 60 to 70 minutes, Argentina laid the smack down on France. I just saw the passing, the press. They said this is our time and it's time to win Messi, the big one. And I was like, you know what? At the start, you're crap. You lost to Saudi Arabia. I was thinking this is going to be an underwhelming team yet again. But as they came into the World Cup, as they were going along, they just grew back and they never fought. And they took a really hard route to get to the final. Like, just going to last minute penalties, last minute areas where they had to hold on. And when it was 2-0, I said, you know what? 70th minute, Mbappé hasn't had a sniff. You know what? Game done. As soon as it hit the 80th minute, I don't know who woke up Mr. Mbappe, but he said, you know what? I am here to be the villain. I am here to dethrone the king and put myself on top. And then it was literally just 2 minutes of madness. Or even 2 minutes. It was like 30 seconds between the two goals. I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, Argentina, are you going to throw this way at this point? And then the game really came alive, back and forth, back and forth. I thought it was going to be, at 1 minute, I thought France were going to win it. I said, these guys are actually going to steal it, because when it came 2-2, these men lost their heads. The only person that kept their heads was Messi, and I'll say Julian Alvarez. The rest of them, Nicolas Otamendi, he nearly costed this man the big one. I couldn't believe it. But then it goes to extra time, still back and forth. And one thing I'll say about this, the referee has been shambolic throughout the World Cup. Like, there's been howlers. But this ref has caught, he was spot on with everything.
You think he was great,
spotting out the dive by Marcus Thuram, because I generally thought that was a penalty, and I thought they snatched it. They snatched this. But you just have to look at Argentina's defense, and it's just proper. It was panic. It's like, oh no, what do we do? How do we fluff this up? And I can't remember who it was at the end. There was one French player who all he had to do was header it in the net. That's it, game done. There was another one where Emi Martinez, fantastic save just to keep Argentina alive. And you know what? I rated this Don. But it seems that he's been hanging around Lukaku too much. Because Lautaro Martinez.
Lautaro. Oh dear. The wrong Martinez of the night, I'll tell you.
What was going on with you? Like, throughout the whole tournament, he's had balls on plates. Plates. Just to put the ball in the net. And just send Argentina to what they did. Because I think every time we said this, like, the World Cup doesn't lie. And I think Argentina have been the best team through this tournament. However, they bloody made it hard. They made it hard. And he was one of their issues. He's won a World Cup, going to glory. Can't say much about that, but he cannot be back in the Argentina team anytime soon. AD,
let me get your thoughts on that then as well. Let me get your thoughts on this World Cup final. I mean, we could do a podcast for about 4 hours on the final alone. Never mind the tournament and looking back at the whole thing. But your thoughts to add on to what Robin said.
Yeah, I think what I love about the World Cup, and there's no room for gimmicks, no room for fairy tales. This is, you separate the wheat from the chaff. You separate the platinum to the mud. This is the stage of the immortals, my bro. Like, there's no cute like Denmark or Greece in 2004. Argentina on form of the best team on the planet. Argentina go on and grab it. And I think for me, everyone saw, man, I think for me, what that game showed was the humility of the Argentinian team, because you have to call it for what it is. That team without Lionel Messi is average. Really, really average. But you know what? It actually aided them, because everything went through Lionel Messi. There's no egos. Nobody thinks they're on his level. There's no Mbappé. There's no Cristiano Ronaldo. This is our spokesman. This is our king. We're here to serve him. We're subservient. Bro, there was time where Messi's going on a dribble. I'm seeing Paredes holding people off like he's playing NFL. And honestly, when you hear that, the likes of your Alvarez's and your Rodrigo de Pauls, they love this man. This guy is their hero. And absolute scumbaggery of a team. Nasty pieces of work from top to bottom. But you know what? I rate it. It's really, really endearing, because these guys played out of their skin to ensure that their king gets the recognition that they believe he truly deserves, and he truly deserves it. Nobody can, because Messi's always had, bizarrely, Lionel Messi's always had critics. People used to call him one-footed. People used to say you can't take free kicks. People used to question him in the Champions League. Like, he's always had these milestones and these naysayers and these critiques. And obviously the big elephant in the room was, but bro, where's your World Cup? he can slap his nuts on the table. Here it is.
There you go.
Goodbye. You might as well just ride off into the sunset.
The man was dressed in a robe before lifting this trophy. I sat there in disbelief by what I was seeing.
Coronation.
Listen, let's be very clear. Had France won the World Cup, Mbappe's not getting that, or whoever the captain is.
I literally said, if France won, it would be Hugo Lloris in that robe.
Nah, they're not giving him the robe.
They're not giving him like a blazer or something.
They would have given him nothing. Here is your trophy and keep it moving. Next. Do you know what I'm saying? We came to see Messi win this one. Once they saw Messi in the final.
Handshake.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, thousands of you lot have been commenting on this show. Make sure you smash a like on this video so we can get this video pumped up, moved around. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Or if you just haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Big up Tenzin, who says the game was joyous, most joyous. Same time gave me so much pain. Listen, I wouldn't want to be French nor Argentinian in this game because the amount of emotions that everybody went through in that game. I was going through emotions, and I have no part to play whatsoever. My only dog in the fight was Lionel Messi to finally win the World Cup. Yeah, after all of this, and you know, as you said, I think Adrian, you put it so well. Like, you know, these guys just said, "This is it. This is our master. We are here to serve him, and no matter what, we're gonna give man this trophy some way by hook or by crook."
I would say this though, because even though that they were like really dogged and really really harsh, some of their football was fantastic.
Oh, absolutely,
especially in the first 60 minutes. I literally sat there and said, "Wow." And you have to sit there. These men have only lost in what, over 40 games?
Yeah.
And they've only lost once. Yeah. And there's a reason why. Even if they do play harsh and do play unfair sometimes, there is a reason why. Like,
yeah, no,
they said
for
this
sure.
is the time.
Listen, they earned the World Cup. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they were the best team on the night, as well as throughout the tournament, quite possibly anyway. But what I would say as well is that obviously, you know, when France came back, I mean, like we'll touch on France a little bit later, but the fact that Argentina had to come and win the game almost 3 times to come and take the lead again and again and again, because once you lose that, once it got to 2-2, the wind was blowing the other way. And when Messi scores the 3rd goal to make it 3-2 in added time, you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is it. And in my mind, I kept thinking, like, you know, Messi has to win this World Cup, but it looked like the gods were not having him win it. It almost felt like no matter what kind of French side we have, whether it's decrepit, ill, injuries, whatever the case may be, you know, they were changing players in the first half an hour. Like, that's how bad France. Let's be very clear, France were awful in the first hour. They were awful, and yet some way, somehow, and obviously there was a French journalist who said, you know, credit to Mbappé, but where was you in the first half an hour? So where was you in the first 80 minutes? They were sort of saying stuff like that, and I was thinking, okay, he decided to carry the team on his back, on his neck. You know what I'm saying?
He carried his team on his back. And I know we haven't got to France yet, but I think this is a lesson. Put your best players on the pitch first, because I was screaming, where is Eduardo Camavinga for about 60 minutes for this French team?
Thing is, Camavinga is a top player, but the thing is, when you look at Rabiot and Tchouaméni, they got them this far. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to sort of drop either one.
This is the final. This is the final.
It is the final, but then you're doing
this is the final.
Then you're
doing and at the same time, Argentina did not do without Di Maria throughout, and they said on the final, I said, this is the final. We know who's playing. And we're going to stick Di Maria on the right-hand side or the left-hand side and give Thingy nightmares, Koundé nightmares. And that's what he did. And that's my management.
I don't think Koundé slept.
A massive credit to Argentina for bouncing back on the occasions. They should have won the World Cup earlier in terms of in the game. They should have won that in the 90 minutes. And they could have won, and, you know, should have won it in extra time, really. And then you know, then at least in the penalties they've done so. So credit to each and every single one of them. Let me get through all these comments because there's tons of them. It's ridiculous. We've got generous Dave. He's here again. He says, anyway, Messi has completed football. I think we can all agree. Gone from this World Cup, says Endo. Gone from this World Cup to now watching Eddie and Nketiah on Boxing Day. It's peak settings, bro. Man was at a friendly yesterday on Saturday, Arsenal Juventus. Woo. So, the less said about that, the better. We had all the ball and yet Juve won 2-0. So that was
Yeah, that's 75% possession.
We had all the ball. The AD, we had all the ball, and they still left with two goals. Own goals to be fair. Own goals to be fair, but nonetheless, only 2 red cards in this World Cup, says David. Well, that's pretty impressive, to be fair. Only two red cards. Fair enough. And I think England only had one yellow card. They won the Fair Play Award, didn't they? They had only one yellow card for the entire tournament. So there's something to grab onto. SW6.
Well done.
London says Lionel Messi. Listen, in all caps as well. It has to be said. In all caps. It's one of those. Okay, look, we know. We knew this already. The banner at the bottom is telling us, but we knew this already. And I just wanted to say that had he not won this World Cup, it should not have changed the debate, or it shouldn't be, anything of the sort. If anything,
it shouldn't have changed the debate.
Him winning the World Cup is a reward of what he has done in the last decade or so of football. That's simply what this is. And it would have been wrong. It would have been absolutely wrong had Messi never won a World Cup in football. Just like it's wrong the fact that R9 never won the Champions League. I still find that hard to digest, but it is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, Messi, exactly. Lionel Messi. What was you going to say, Robin? Sorry.
I was going to say it shouldn't have been a debate, but this was like all those people that had the question marks. I said, but what about this? It just shuts them up now. Like they can't chat to this guy. No matter what, he's done it all. He's done it all.
He's done it all.
Now he says it's over.
Listen,
that's the thing.
People like
I can't even think. What's equivalent? Because I'm trying to think in WWE terms. Like there actually isn't anyone. That's
remember when The Rock said. When The Rock said he's been a Stone Cold, he's been in The Rock, he's been in The Undertaker, he's been in Kurt Angle. He's done it all.
He's done it all.
And he said it's over. He's done it all.
He's done it all.
It's over.
He beat everybody. He won at WrestleMania.
Everybody one by one.
Yeah.
He's even beating his age mates' kids. Mbappé. He's like, he's even the new generation, and they're trying to take his throne today. He said no. Whilst I've still got breath in my lungs.
And that's the thing. If you're Mbappé, listen, we'll get onto Mbappé in a minute. But if you're Mbappé, you're watching Messi, you're thinking, you know what? He's turned up on a final big stage, hat trick, carried the nation, the whole of the nation on his back, and Messi still beats him. He has to just look at him and say, do you know what? Okay, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. Until the goat leaves, I can't be a goat. I can't be a goat in these scenes. I can't in these streets.
Because I'm gonna be real. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know, Montiel or whoever, somebody needs to give Mbappé their World Cup medal, as far as I'm concerned.
For sure.
Because there's nothing more you could have done.
Oh, that's a very good point. Yeah, one of the Argentinian players who did the least needs to give Mbappé their medal. That's for damn sure. and this is one of them. In fact, he should probably give him his medal as well.
There's one thing about I said, where is Martinez? Because this brother is going to cost him the World Cup. And look what's happened.
It's a strange one. It's a strange one because I mean, the fouls that the penalties they were giving away. You just sat there. Even Dembele's one that he gave away for Argentina. You just sitting there like, guys, this is the World Cup final. This is one place in life you never make mistakes. You never mess up. You never do anything stupid. Right?
That's the thing, though. High pressure moments. It's like. Peter, how many times have you opened your front door? Brother, thousands of times. You can do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
If some man's ducking you down with a blade in the snow, your palms are going to be sweaty. You're going to fumble it. You're going to drop it on the floor. Like, bro, high pressure, high stakes moments. The simple things that you can do with your eyes closed, suddenly your feet ain't working like they used to, my bro.
Yeah. Pressure breaks pipes, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll have to say pressure makes diamonds, but it bursts pipes.
It bursts pipes. SW6 says, where's Oscar? I told him we're going to spin the block on Mbappe 2 years ago. I said he's the best in the world. Let me go through the comments and then we can get on to France and get on to Mbappe.
Fan, though. He was screaming Mbappe.
No, guys, you know what? Yeah, last night I said, you know what? I gave him the mantle. I said, after Messi now, Mbappe, this is yours.
Yeah, I said this is
especially and the thing is as well,
passing the torch. It was
you know
passing
the torch. The maddest thing is, like with Ronaldo and Messi, at least they were both at elite clubs. They were both at nations that could win. Clearly, Ronaldo, won a Euros with Portugal. But like you see Mbappe, Nobody is near him. Like Haaland, people make the argument there, but Norway ain't gonna do niche on the international stage. Let's be very clear. Mbappe is gonna be gone clear. He's got more goals than Pele in the World Cup. He's like the 4th all-time World Cup goal scorer. It's a joke what he's about to achieve.
Crying out loud.
In football, it's like, and here's the thing I was saying to, I can't remember who I was saying it to, but like we was with family last night, and I was saying, look, just let Argentina have this one. Let Messi have this one, because afterwards, France are going to dominate for the rest of our lives. Okay, like you look at their squad, you look at their team, and some of you are going to be like in 2030 World Cup. Can somebody else win it besides France? This is what you are watching. Because let's put into context. Sorry, we'll get there now. We might as well just talk about it, right? Because let's put it into context, right? France went with how many players injured to that World Cup in terms of the squad before the ball was kicked? You know, no Pogba, no Kante. There was quite a few players that were not available. They were not fit, right? No Benzema,
no Benzi.
We then get to the and yet Didier Deschamps, right? His job was at risk to a degree after what happened at the Euros, right? He gets to a final of a World Cup. Okay, some people will argue it's a great squad. Of course, he will get to the final. He then goes into a final where these men had, well, I don't know what illness this was. They just made up a flu in Qatar. I don't know what this flu was until they all got it. And then, you know, so obviously half his team was stripped. Clearly, Giroud was not on it. Clearly, Ousmane Dembele as well was not there. The French side in the first half an hour, first 45 minutes, were shot to pieces. Even their best players, Griezmann, who's been fantastic this tournament, absolutely shot. They then still take this team to extra time and penalties. Like, if there's anything you have to pay attention to, like when France are up against the wall, they did not give up until the very final moment, the very last kick of the game, if you will. And so I'll just say, like, you know what, I was happy for Argentina. You know, you saw them at post-match, they just started crying. Nobody even celebrated and cheered. They just cried because they just knew, like, we have got this over the line. We are legends in Argentina for life. But my God, watch the French war on football for the next 20 years. It's going to be a joke.
At the same time, now that we're on France anyway, fam, some of them players that played in that final, on the biggest stage where 4 billion people are watching you, provided the absolute disaster class. I'm looking at Ousmane Dembele and Olivier Giroud.
How much of it are you taking?
Because what I saw, see,
they just look.
That's
sick.
When I look at your man. That's when I look at the manager. When I look at the manager themselves, you have to manage the game. Why are you playing 6 players? Or if the players are declaring themselves fit, like use the other players. And when the other players came on, you can see that Argentina was struggling. So you have a team, use them. Instead of sitting on 60.
Really good.
Yeah.
You know?
But now you just look, now if you look back on it, look at the first 40 minutes. What did those two do? They were just not there.
But to be fair to Giroud, he couldn't even get a touch of the ball. Like Dembele, he's a disgrace. He couldn't even get on that plane at home. He should just stay in Qatar and walk in the field.
What a frustrating player. What a frustrating player. Because he could be the one matching Mbappe in terms of the talent he is.
Yeah,
and the thing is, he's had a good tournament. He's actually had a good tournament until those 40 minutes
when it mattered most. And it's the thing. What AD I think did like a soliloquy at the start. Like when you separate the wheat from the chaff, like Messi, Mbappe, and then the rest. And obviously there were some players that obviously played on the big stage. Did Emi Martinez, for example? I can't ignore him and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like Ousmane Dembele is a player who's got unbelievable talent. It's outrageous, and he could do it whenever he wants. But when it matters most, when you need to be clinical, when we're talking about clutch, the second goal Mbappe scores, he should never score from there. He should never ever score a goal like that ever. You know what I'm saying? And the penalty, he scores 2 penalties. He you know, the clutchness of those kind of players unmatched. Messi has done it throughout the tournament, where when Argentina needed him in the quarters, in the semi, in the knockout stages. When they needed him, he turned up to the desk, you know what I'm saying, handed in his paper and said, "This is it, we're here." But France were diabolical, as Lola has said here. I don't think the start was Argentina laying it down. It was France being diabolical, especially that PlayStation idiot. Who's that? Who's the PlayStation idiot?
I think that's Dembele.
Is that Dembele?
He done some weird racist thing. like I don't know, like he was playing pro.
I remember him and Griezmann as well, innit?
Yeah,
Newcastle.
Back in the day. And the thing is as well, right? It's like I forgot what I was going to mention there, but yeah, no, it's the French players were just I just felt like I just gave them the fact that they were ill. Somehow they turned up in the second half, and also like the substitutions were spot on, because I guess a Giroud who's not got the pace and a Dembele who I guess who knows what it was when they switched it with pace, and what I'm saying, when they went for attacking Argentina were on the ropes at one stage in this game, where you saw the game like France were going to win the World Cup in the 90 minutes. Like it was going to happen. But just, again, clutchness from people like Emi Martinez. Because how on earth, what's my man's name that plays for Frankfurt? I forget his name now. The bloke that missed the header and then missed the one-on-one. He missed the one-on-one right at the end.
Marcus Thuram.
No, not Thuram. The other bloke. The other guy. It's gonna.
I know you can talk about the name.
He's the number 12 for France. I forgot his name. I was rehearsing his name about 1 million times, and now I've forgotten it already. Anyway, him. In moments like that where you just think that changes everything. He becomes a World Cup legend. You know what I'm saying, for France all of a sudden. But he'll have his time. He'll be here. He'll be here. He'll be here. Otamendi showing why him and Mustafi were partners. I mean, good grief! To think that Valencia once upon a time had a German and an Argentinian in their Spanish league. I'm sure they were frightened for their lives. But yeah, what a horrific scene that was. Penalty saved Argentina. Yeah, I mean, you definitely would argue. I mean, when Messi scores, the thing is, you say the penalty saved them. When Messi scores at 3-2. Like, I can't imagine what it was like in Buenos Aires. I could not imagine. This is an added time. He scores, it's Messi who he finally scores the goal, 98th minute. And yet we're still playing football. We're still conceding penalties. What's the matter with these blokes? What's the matter with these Argentinians at the back? They were just having a laugh. But yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, listen, at the penalty shootout, who did you think was going to win it at the penalty shootout?
There's one thing about Emi Martinez, I was so confident in him. I said, yeah, this is over for France. This is over. Interesting. It's another thing. You know how I see Pickford's good for England, but he's just trash in general? Emi Martinez, when it comes to Argentina, different guy. Different gravy. He's there.
Interesting. Yeah, because
but you wouldn't trust him in a 38 game league, but you would in a tournament football, yeah, you absolutely would trust him.
Maybe at a better team you would. Maybe if he actually got a crack at Arsenal for 38 games, he might have been top notch. He's at Villa. Have you seen their centre halves? We've been on air. We could have a court case on our hands. We've been on air rinsing that Villa back four for years, 4 years, each to a T, all of them. But you know what? Like, I'm so glad. Thank you, France, and thank you, Argentina. You put your best players first in a penalty shootout. Thank God. When I saw Leo step up, Kylian step up, I said, yes, this is what I'm talking about. None of this fifth penalty business. I'll wait for the fifth one so I can take all the shine. Get the step in. Football's a team sport. The sooner you realize, the better. At the end of the day, Messi is the greatest because of the teams he plays in. Because of the, we talk about Xavi, Iniesta, and these people like that. You know what I'm saying? David Villas and whatever else. We don't just talk about Messi alone. You know what I'm saying? So that word to Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar and them lot, because honestly, it frigging frustrates the hell out of me seeing that. SW6 says, I think the manager made a mistake taking off Di Maria so early. I know he weren't fit. Yeah, once Di Maria came off, because even in the bench, did you see Di Maria looking a bit worried? I think it was at 2-1. I think it was at 2-1. He was getting twitchy. And he knows Mbappé, doesn't he? He was there with him last year.
He's been there before.
Yeah, he's been there before, and he's been here before, exactly, in a final and losing it. Martinez is trash. I mean, God, Lautaro. I was saying, this is Higuain. What's going on? Why is Higuain back? What's happening here? Because I thought he could have cost Argentina as well the World Cup. He missed so many chances. It was outrageous. Guys, thank you so much for commenting on here. We're going to be piling through these comments as well as talking about the rest of this tournament. Lola says the second it went penalties, it was over for France. They had to win it in either normal time or extra time. Interesting. Okay. I guess because probably of the same opinion that in goal, Martinez, a brilliant penalty stopper. a brilliant shot stopper, and loved all the mind games. Why did he do the thing that he did when he got his Golden Glove? Why?
Because he's a madman.
He's a tool.
He's a friggin' moron. Why has he done that for? You know what I'm saying? And it's the fact that he was mouthing off to the French fans from day. I think who skied it over? Somebody put it over the bar or put it wide, and he's gone there.
That was Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni put it wide.
There, brother, you didn't save it. I'd wait till the game's finished. Do you know what I'm saying? He's there bouncing along.
But that's the thing. Right. It gets on your mind. Because if you're the next penalty taker, all of a sudden you're seething. You just want to crash it on his head. So you're not doing what you've been practicing in training. He's sick, man.
Anyway, nothing matters. Lionel numero uno. That's the bottom line, isn't it, ladies and gents? This is the bottom line. Lionel Messi, bro. We are able to be alive to watch these kind of players play. And guess what, guys? If you're around for another 20 years, his name's Kylian Mbappé. You get strapped in because it's gonna be delightful to watch this player. Because at the age that what is he 23? He plays like he's 30. He plays like he owns the place. He's phenomenal.
And it's just like I know they customs. They always shoot themselves in the foot. But I said, guys, watch PSG in the second half of the Champions League because you're gonna have an angry Kylian. An angry Neymar.
Kylian needs to move. That's what he needs to do. He needs to move.
No, but he can't move yet. He won't move yet.
Go to Real Madrid and let's call it a night.
I'm saying.
Yeah, for 10 years.
That's a summer move. That's a summer move. I said in these next 6 months, you telling me I have been this close to a Champions League, lost it. I have been this close to another World Cup, lost it. Are you kidding me? Yeah, nah. You on madness.
Kylian Mbappé. Murad says Deschamps gambled in the first half with the substitutions and got it right. They had to win it in playing time. I mean, I saw him rinsing Thuram. I don't know what Thuram done to it, what he done in those like final minutes as well as in extra time. But mate, he gave Thuram the business. He was in his ear, just giving him the business. I was thinking Didier is not happy, and he knows that he was actually in touching distance of winning this World Cup, even though probably he felt like he couldn't with what happened with his squad and his side. Deschamps keeps his job, right? He should still do the next Euros, shouldn't he? Surely.
If I'm him,
this
is me. If I'm him, I think I've done my time. Still.
Oh my God.
I think I've done my time.
Who leaves the French job? That's outrageous. That's an outrageous take.
No, but I think his contract's done anyway. I think his contract's done.
I think he's got. Oh yeah, no, you're right. His contract was done, but I think they were putting a new one in place once he made the semi. Because I think they were looking at this, thinking, what do we do with him?
The Zidane noise is too loud, man.
The Zidane noise is loud. You know he's waiting.
Do you know what I heard? He said apparently. He said he doesn't want to be in the stadium because he doesn't want to disrespect Deschamps.
Who does Zidane think he is? Why does he think if he's around, he's going to disrespect Deschamps?
Because obviously, it's the rumors, the sparking, the debate. The next manager overseeing. You know what I mean?
Or how about I come and support my nation, my country? I want to see them win the. Wenger was there, full effect. You know what I'm saying?
Wenger works at FIFA though.
No, for sure. I just feel like when you overthink, don't overthink. If you're there to watch your nation win the World Cup, go. Let them talk. They're going to talk anyway. You lost the final. They're going to talk anyway. Do you know what it was? So I just go and support your team. I don't know. I think Deschamps should keep his job, by the way, because I don't think he's been a bad manager. And this tournament has impressed me.
He's an annoying manager.
Maybe so. No, maybe so.
He's
but I think
annoying manager.
This tournament has made me realize, like, okay, you know what? He knows how to get something out when he's against the grain. And also, okay, yeah, his team is not that impressive. It wasn't that flowing of football. We weren't really that impressed with France all tournament. However, they got the job done in each round. You know what I'm saying? They got the job done at the end of the day, considering their circumstances. And the fact that spirit of the 2018 World Cup seemed to have been there this year. I don't know if you lot felt that, but I felt like, if France could have easily won this World Cup again, and you would have just credited it to the same spirit with different players. Is this the greatest World Cup final ever? Sorry, AD, you were going to say something. Sorry, my apologies.
You see how you say you felt it was the same spirit as 2018? I don't know. I felt like in 2018, it was like, France, go and pick up your World Cup. But here it was kind of like, I feel like there was question marks about this French team before the ball kicked off, and then it got to a point where France was slapping it in the World Cup, and people were like, "Hang on a minute, how can we question France?" Kind of thing.
But that's what that's what I thought at the beginning. Before the ball was kicked, everyone was talking about, there's no real winner for the World Cup. I'm sitting there like, hang on a minute, the world champions are here. They are here.
Bro.
They have arrived.
Mbappe's here.
So, yeah, when people discredit people like France, the mind boggles. The mind boggles. Honestly, you're asking for it. Lola says, "Well, yeah, sorry. Is this the greatest World Cup?" Big up Assad says, "Is this the greatest game of football I've ever seen? The greatest game of football he's ever seen. Is this? It's got to be the best final ever, surely.
It's the best final.
Surely,
best final.
World Cup finals tend to suck,
I know a guy who's watched World Cup since the 50s. Even he said the best final I've ever seen. I said, okay, I'll hold my hands up. I said he saw Pele win it in 62, even though he didn't play the final. He saw him win it in 62. Said I have to give it. That is the best final I've ever seen.
I said, talking to a big man,
I said, if you're saying it, I agree. Then I believe you.
Yeah. He knows what he's talking about.
He knows.
Honestly, this is the best
World Cup I have
ever seen.
So we saw Baggio, he saw Pele, he saw Maradona, he saw the lot.
Gaza,
yeah.
name it.
But yeah, you were saying, Robin?
Yeah, this is the best World Cup I've ever seen.
Right. Let me go.
Entertained from minute one.
It's the best World Cup, yeah. Ooh, the best World Cup ever. Ooh. I don't know, man. I've got nostalgic reasons for for 98, for 2002. 2006 is actually an underrated World Cup. When I look back at it, I go back at it and think, actually, do you know what? That was actually pretty decent. 10, 14, 18, really? If you're not an England fan, what's real? A France fan, like, who remembers 18?
Good. 18 was pretty good.
I think it was good because it was the summer of England. That's what it was until we got to the semi. But like besides that, I just remember the sun was out. London was a different place in 2018 during that.
It was. But
that's what I remember about that.
But I'm talking about the football.
It was vibes. You're saying the football, yeah?
The football from minute one to minute. I have been surprised in almost every single game. Like something's happened.
Interesting. Okay, let's get through these comments, man. You lot are on fire today. Lola says Argentina weren't the best team, in my opinion, in terms of, I guess, do you mean in the World Cup? They just had the best player, no Messi. They don't make it out the group. If they didn't have Lionel Messi, I think that's spot on. I think they don't make it out the group without Leo. But finally, they actually just, you know what I'm saying? They finally just said, you know what, Messi, like, we were talking about it earlier. Messi, we're here to serve you. What do you need for this tournament to win this thing? Get us over the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Get us through the Red Sea. Final was unbelievable. Yeah, definitely. Out of this world. Couldn't believe what I was watching. And when people who don't watch football are also like in amazement, in awe, then That's when you know. Tenzin says the best part about the World Cup is that in extra time, both teams are trying to win, which is refreshing. Yeah, it was none of that sit back. You know what I'm saying? None of that, we'll play for a draw. Argentina know that they had, since 86, they haven't won the World Cup. Guys, I wasn't born in the 80s. They have not won the World Cup in over 30 years.
Barely.
Whoa, steady. But like in over 30 years, you know what I'm saying? It's been mad. AD moving like Peter Drury with them bars they are. Hey, listen, you know it, man. You know it, brother. Side knows. Humility, AD. This is when you were talking about like you was giving your juice at the start.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Mira says
these man they're paupers.
No, Mira, this is wild. If I said you can't spell Messiah without the words Messi. Oh dear. I said this is our king. LOL. Big up Will. Big up yourself, Will Gisa. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Assad says Messi was a penalty merchant this World Cup. Fight me. Well done to him on completing football though. Oh, see, there's always one.
Oh, you see the goals that he's been scoring this World Cup.
Over to you guys on this one. This is outrageous.
No. The answer is no. We move on. That's it. The answer is no.
The answer is no. I love it.
What sort of question is that? Yeah.
Endo says it's mad how for 75 minutes this was one of the most one-sided finals ever, then turned out to be the greatest World Cup final. Listen, you're absolutely spot on. I mean, where were you, France? Like, where were you first hour? First 70 plus. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't find them.
A man said he went to warm up tea came back and it was 2-2. He couldn't believe his eyes.
Honestly, my wife was like, "Hey, when was it 2-2?" Because she saw obviously one of the goals going, thinking it was just a 2-1. It's like, no, they're back in the game. It's 2-2. Like it's going France's way. She was supporting France on the night. I was supporting Argentina, so you know how that turned out. Lola says, let's not do that aside. Pens or not, Messi was integral without a shadow of a doubt. Caesar Sense, big up Ernie, saying that calling Messi a penalty merchant tells me a lot about how you view football. And he says we need to discuss Messi as a playmaker since he went to PSG. I mean, some of the through ballage of the millennium. Oh, let's talk about them. Let's talk about those goals. The flick. I know it's not all about Messi, by the way. McAllister, Di Maria. Oh, scenes of glorious emotion.
I need to see McAllister's heritage, because I need to know why his grandfather thought, you know what, yeah, and this is like what, early 1900s. He said, I'm going to Argentina from Scotland. He said, I'm going to move there. Like, what was the idea? Like, I need to know, because how are you from Argentina and your last name is McAllister? I don't believe it.
Staunch Irish and Scottish. Staunch. Yeah, and his dad as well, isn't it? His dad played for Argentina as well.
Played for Boca.
Yeah, and I was just like,
hey, do you see how clutch Brighton are? Gave man a new contract a month before the World Cup started. Ooh, the people.
No, you know what?
The people at the Hove. The people at the Hove, man. We need a round of applause because you're doing it again. But as Ernest is saying, Messi as a playmaker, man, like. Just when you think, you know, we know what Messi is, we know what he's about. You know, like when he in his young days, we knew that he was about this type of football. He was very quick, great dribbler, in and out, finish, fantastic. Then he became, I want to call a beast. That 2011 to 2013 Messi, I don't even know what to call that. I don't even know what animal I can call it. I don't even know because it doesn't exist. And then the 14, 15 with Suarez and Neymar, you know, elevation yet again. Man goes to PSG, I'm thinking, yo, this is mad. He goes to PSG. And if you watch League whenever Paris Saint-Germain are playing, there's a show reel of Messi touches, passing, finishing, vision. There's, you know, dribble. There's always something in you know, in every game when they're playing teams like Troyes and friggin' Gangon.
I can't, you know what I'm saying? This man cannot go to the MLS. I know there's rumors of him going. I said he can't. He can't.
Guys, he needs to come to the Prem, okay? Let's just call it what it is. I need him in the Premier League.
What for?
I need him in the Premier League. Okay.
Oh, I wish he was a few years younger. I wish.
Pep Guardiola, do the right thing, okay? We're all waiting for it. Just do the right thing. I think
it's too late, Pete. I think it's too late for him.
Behind Haaland, okay? Just do the right thing. We need to dismantle this PSG side. This PSG side can't be what it is. It cannot be. Oh man. Anyway, I don't know, but yeah, Messi is just we run out of superlatives, and this isn't even his peak. You know, this is not peak Messi. This is Messi, you know what I'm saying? Old Messi, setback Messi, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, look at, if I showed you a show reel of his World Cup, you would say, was he 24?
That's what it is. Ankara Messi.
On my life, if France had Benzema to come on to replace Giroud, France will win this World Cup. Them chances that headed over or Martinez save go in. Yeah, Benzi, if he was there, if he was sharp, fit and ready, I don't think many would disagree with you there, Lola. Assad says, yeah, I know, I was just hating. At least he's admitted that. Benzema is done with international football. Yeah, quite, I mean, it's sad how it's all. Didn't the president himself have to come and invite him, but he still said no? Then when Macron is involved, then you know it's peak settings, bro. It's peak settings. Assad says Kolo Muani. Okay, that's the brother. Was really
person. As the head of a country, how are you this involved in football? Honestly, like with PSG, number one with PSG, and number two the international team.
To Doug, because Doug was like, oh, you know, they got, the president is even asking him to come. I'm saying, hang on a minute, the president's got more pressing issues than to get Benzema on a flight to Doha. I'm so sorry, he shouldn't be anywhere near this situation. So I'm saying we've got more going on.
I understand attending the final. I understand attending the final. That's not a problem. But you're in the dressing room giving them speeches. I said, are you the manager or are you a president? What is going on here?
I see him on the pitch post-match talking with Didier Deschamps. I said, hang on a minute, Mr. President. Surely Deschamps should be coming upstairs to talk to you. What is going on? Why are you there? Why is he there, bro? You should have accreditation. He doesn't even have a match ticket. It's outrageous behavior. Colin Wani says is what Yaya Sanogo should have been. Hey, listen, it's early doors. Remember, Yaya Sanogo was a baller at Auxerre, right?
Auxerre.
It's early doors. Early doors. Let's see. I can't believe he's at Eintracht Frankfurt. He won't be there for long. Let's be very clear. Lola says to bring it back to England, if Southgate was 2-0 down, best believe he's not making any changes till the 75th minute after they were 4 down. Wowza. It said it took Maradona passing for Messi to be free to win. Wow. Outrageous. In your opinion, I'm an Argentinian, so I want the Argentines to make this comment.
That's wild.
By the way, I saw. Do you know what I saw?
What did you see?
Bro, Pele's on his deathbed, and then people telling him to come outside. No, come on, man. No, you got to draw the line somewhere.
Outrageous scenes. Isn't he like intensive?
On Pele's head.
Pele's got 3 World Cups. He's the only player to do so.
Pele won a World Cup at 17. You know, Pele missed 2 tournaments in his prime,
bro.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know why. Is it just me? I always feel like Pele and Maradona were like from the same era. The way that they talk about him, right? And it's like Pele won his first World Cup in '58. Like, come on, like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you know how far ago that was? They're not even in the same era, and yet we always see to Pele and Maradona. It's like, no. Pele was go in his time, and then Maradona, you could argue, definitely in his time. Mirad says Messi can now rest in the garden and observe paradise like Thanos did. Man said, I'm inevitable. The thing is, Messi came out and said, no, I want to be playing for Argentina as world champion. Bad boy in this game. And he said,
I am the champ. He said, the champ is here.
Let me play as world champion. Do you know what I respect it. In regards to Mbappe, sometimes you have to charge it. I said, in regards to Mbappe, sometimes you have to charge it to the game. Listen, this is exactly it. He halved and puffed. You know what he halved and puffed, and he couldn't do anything.
No, I was saying this earlier. This was, I sat there and I said, this is number one, the coronation and the end, but it was also the passing of the torch. I said, he's the next one. He is the next one.
He scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final. No one has to listen. It's over. No, there's no more. The next goal has been established. He's been established, and he scored his penalty in the penalty shootout. So he scored 4 goals on the night.
Don't talk to him. You can't talk to him.
And left with nothing. Listen, you can't talk to him.
He's not a loser. He didn't lose that night.
No, he didn't. He said, "I'm gonna leave with something."
If I slap 4 balls in the net and the World Cup final, bro, I'm a winner.
Absolutely. Ernest goes on to say that also Mbappe is a better player than Haaland. Facto. Like, do you know what? Yeah, Mbappe to me is better than Thierry Henry. Like, and I love Thierry Henry with everything in me. But this man is. Look at AD. He's 23.
I know.
And he's doing this. Like, Henry was doing this at 28, 29. Yeah. But like, Mbappe's doing it now. He's got a champion. No, he hasn't got a Champions League, but he's got league titles with Monaco and PSG. He's got a World Cup. Like, the sky is the limit for him. You know what I'm saying? The sky is the limit. Thierry Henry and R9 should be scared of Mbappe. No need to be scared. They can just acknowledge he's joined them. He's joined the Rushmore with them, man. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Caesar Sense is not even a debate. Mbappe is clear, says C1. Dave says Giroud and Dembele had a stinker. I'm telling you, but they had some awful meal. Yes.
If there's one thing I need, you know how United's now for sale. I need these Dubai investors to buy us, because after this tournament, and we need a striker. I said, give this man all the diamonds he wants in the world, all the Rolexes. Bring this brother to Old Trafford.
You know what? Yeah, you know, like
the last checkbook. I don't care. In the last 2 years, I feel like there's a stink on Mbappe because of the way he handles himself, the way he talks, you know, the whole contract situation and everything else, right? So I've had this little stink on Mbappe, and I started to think, you know what? I get it. When the second one went in and the third one went in, I said, I get it.
I said, I get it. You are the best. You are the best in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no debate here. You are the best. And when you're the best, you have the privilege to write your own contract to do what the hell you want. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
if
like,
you deliver, you can do what you like.
He's on 100. He's on $1 million a week.
Like, he should just literally go to. Here's the thing, though. Like, he should just go to Madrid and call it a night. Because if he goes there, he wins everything. He wins it all. So he shouldn't be dilly-dallying. Oh, let me go PSG. Or maybe, he was linked to Liverpool at one point. He was linked to wherever else. There's no pissing around, okay? Man City have got Haaland, right? So that's done. And maybe you can still put him on the left, really. Yeah? It doesn't mean to say you can't put him on the left. But if they did that, then obviously that football's over. You know what I mean? The game's completed for about 30 years, so we have to move on. But go to Madrid and call it a night. Like, what are we doing? What are we actually doing?
I would love for him to come to the Prem. I would love for it.
Yeah, he needs to be in the Prem. Osman is my guy, but that performance was stinky, says C1. Dembele, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he let himself down. He really did. After all of that work.
It was a 10-pack. It was a freaking 20-pack. It was a score.
And the thing is, though, the thing with Dembele is he's becoming a bit more of a better player with Messi gone from Barca. He's becoming a bit more of the leader up there. He's getting a bit more freedom up front. Like, he's doing really well. And it's just so frustrating. He is like, anyway, it's just frustrating. Assad says, imagine how embarrassing it is to get subbed off in the first half of a World Cup. I wouldn't sleep for a week. Yeah, I just put it down to the fact that they were sick. They were ill. These men had meningitis, blood. They were not well. Giroud didn't touch the ball. I didn't know he was playing. Then they subbed him.
Exactly. Yeah. He didn't get some service. So.
I had hella stock in Dembele, but my God, he was disgraceful. Yeah, the stocks have been risen. Stocks have been there for people like him from day one. In the same way, Kane will be remembered for that pen miss. Dembele will be remembered for that shocking performance and getting hooked before half time. Mbappe's second goal, God of my forefathers. Listen, that's because you know what it is. The ball's in the air. You know what I'm saying? The ball's getting lofted in the air. Okay, they've just scored. It's 2-1. Right? The ball's in the air. Right? And he's just gone for it. He could take a touch if he wanted to. He could have taken a touch. But it was now or never. And to score the goal, to get it on target, to keep the ball down. I just said, nah, man. That's when I was like, oh, I get you now. I get you. You're actually the best. You're the best in the world. And that third penalty, where the second in the world? To who? Oh, like Leo. Listen, Leo's like, it's like saying, oh, you know what I'm saying? There's God the Father, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Come on, let's be serious, right? But what I'm saying is like, Mbappe, obviously, like, he's the WWE champion right now. Yes, Messi is the GOAT. He runs WWE, but Messi,
he's a universal.
The guy's Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? He's literally Roman Reigns. That's what it is.
He's the head of the freaking table.
He's the head of the flipping table. In fact, no one's at his table. They're not fit enough to strap the lace. Maybe Haaland is, but there's not many. There's not many out there.
I feel sorry for Haaland because, like, this guy is a beast. Like, we've been joking about him saying he's not good. This guy's also not a joke. But his national team,
he's a freak of nature. Yeah, he's a freak of nature.
He needs to get to I need to see Haaland at the Euros. He needs to get his team to the Euros at the very least.
Martin Odegaard, Erling Haaland, let's make it happen. Yeah, 2024. Yeah. We need to see you in action. Where is the Euros in 24?
Germany.
It's the Germans.
The Deutschland, yeah.
It's the Germans, yeah. Wow. Dembele, what's it called? I'm piling through this. Anyway, Dembele, where are we? Dembele first touch was horrendous. The way he was disgusting. I big up you lot with the comment section. France went straight for PMP and it almost worked. Yeah, they had to switch it up. Moani, we finally got it there. C1 says France put all black players on the pitch.
I couldn't believe it. I was watching. I said, there's 11 French black. There's 10 French black players on the pitch. Bar Lloris. I said, my mother-in-law was asking, why are they all black? Like, how can they all be French? I was like, listen, man, this is colonization at its peak. This is at its best. You know what I'm saying? It's a fun fact that Paris has the most black people in the world, as in terms of in the city.
Paris,
yeah, in terms of Europe, so European city, Western.
I was going to say
Paris.
I'm sure Africa has something to say about that.
Yeah, I'm saying, in that sense, of course. But in the Western Hemisphere, yeah, in the Western European city, Paris. Yeah,
like
Paris
he's
is
Boa,
Paris
bro.
is the most. It has the most
Yeah, it's mental.
concentrated of black personnel in the world.
Can we
All
stop
them
commenting now? So Peter won't get through the comments. I lie, it's true, man. They say Emi Martinez is a fool. Can we give a shout out to Martinez? His career is nothing until 1920. Yeah, it's we have to give a shout out to him. At the end of the day, it hurts, but like, yeah, he's a World Cup winner. He's a freaking annoying guy. And the thing is, he'll come to the Emirates next season.
With Neil Maupay.
Yeah,
it all
started. Hey, what have Brighton and Hove Albion actually won this World Cup again? Is it them that's won the World Cup? Because the Neil Maupay Leno is where it all began. You know what I'm saying? Listen, people are like, "Oh, Arsenal should have been there." Listen, this is a guy who lost. He partaked in a 7-5 against Reading. I will never forget Emi Martinez as an Arsenal goalkeeper. He had some good moments. He had some shocking moments. He was on loan like 20 times. Do you know how old he was when he played his first game for Arsenal in the league? 27 years of age. If you're a goalkeeper and you're starting your Premier League experience at 27, and Liam Brady was saying on
goalkeepers last a long while.
Yeah, sure. But listen,
even Vito Manone was playing games.
Vito Manone. I am Vito Manone. Yeah, big up. Lola says Martinez is a good keeper and an outstanding penalty keeper, but in a league, not the same. This is what you were mentioning earlier. Mira says first choice keeper for Arsenal after how many years? FA Cup win, playing in the Premier League, and now a World Cup winner, all in 2 years. Martinez, listen, it's not over, you know. You know them ones like it's not over. If you pray, you never know what can happen. Lauti is a criminal. Lautaro Martinez is a criminal. Emmy Skank was straight out of Funky House 09 your settings. Yeah, he started skanking. I was thinking, is he Funky D? Who does he think he is? He didn't even save the penalty. Outrageous scenes. I'm impressed with Argentina tactics where they were brave with their right back participation in the attack, unlike England. Yeah.
So I will say this: I need to big up this manager because this manager was an assistant at Sevilla and then the Argentina national team in 2018. This is his first major stint. He did under 20s at Argentina, and now he's taking them to a Copa America and a World Cup.
Massive credit to him. Was it Scaloni? Is that his name?
Yeah, Scaloni. Yeah,
it's a massive credit to him. You know, he saw the situation, he looked at it, and he said, "This is how I'm gonna play this game." Because at the end, because if you're a manager of Argentina, right, and you've got Messi on your side, you've got the squad of players, like approaching a tournament is always going to be difficult because you confuse yourself. Paralysis by analysis. You will always confuse yourself because it's like, what way do we go? How do we go about it? Do you know what I'm saying? Even Maradona, the great Maradona, couldn't do niche with Argentina as manager. So, you know, big shoulders, big weight on his shoulders. Now he's going to be a legend forever. What is he?
He's off his nut, bro.
What is he? 44. You know what I mean? Like
he's 44 years old.
You know, youngest manager, I think, to win a World Cup comfortably. 2014 was my World Cup just for the vibes. Listen, Brazil losing 7-1 was a death in football that I feel like, because even in the third place playoff when they faced Holland and they got beat 3-0, that was 10 goals in like 4 days. Yeah, that was a different level of scrutiny there. Lucky says mid-season World Cup is excellent. Players are at their prime during this time.
I am worried.
Football. What are your thoughts?
Because Man United, we sent the most players out of the entire world to the World Cup. We lost 14 players to the World Cup. So they are going to be mashed. And that is my big worry. We don't get Varane or Martinez back until New Year because they take an extra week off. So I'm just like, I was like,
I you know what? At least the quality of football was good in the World Cup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many times do we watch World Cups where Argentina are rigid and stagnant and Portugal don't have anything to say? France is like, they should win this, they should do that. England stinking out the joint. Brazil, the most unserious nation with talent that we've ever seen. You know, it's constantly all of this.
You know why?
Why?
Because some of these guys are coming off the back of a 60-game season, and then you want them to get it up again for a tournament. Whereas now, these men are playing week to week to week. They're fresh. They feel it. They've had a good preseason coming into it. Let's go and win the World Cup. They're
so oiled, aren't they? They're so oiled right now. Seasoned. You know, like when it's just right. You know, when the seasoning is just right. The marination.
Tenderized.
All I'll say is when these players come back to these cold countries, right? And then
they're gonna feel it.
Boxing Day, then it's 27th, 28th, 29th. There's a game New Year's Day. There's a game on the 3rd. There's a game. It's like we will see hamstrings getting
in this weather,
left, right,
in this weather as well. You've gone from a warm 35-degree Qatar.
Listen, Mikel Arteta, if there's anything you have learned in this World Cup, you better wrap Bukayo Saka, wrap him, in cotton, in bubble wrap, in all the good
people
quality
have eyes on
materials. Because
people have eyes on him. Obviously,
his price went up. Obviously, do you know what I'm saying? But there you are. But yeah, I agree with Lucky. It was good to see a World Cup happen in this way, and I think there was probably more viewers than ever because it was like kind of during your life rather than in the holiday season or in the summer or whatever. This was like knee deep November. Clock's gone back or forward, whatever the case may be. There's snow, there's sleet, there's rain.
This is all I've got going for me.
This is all I have. If there's one thing, it's my escape. Used to be on a Saturday only. Now my escape is every day. 10, 1, or 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Bro,
imagine winter with no football,
mate. The Italian season. They don't play no football over Christmas in Italy. I'm sitting there like, so what are you gonna do?
Playing backgammon, brother. or frying tagliatelle or something. I don't know, but.
Fry tagliatelle.
Go put on some Sassuolo, man. Let me see some Berardi.
This is it, bro. Now, man, bro. By the way, I'm telling you, what I watched Juve at Arsenal the other day. Flipping hell, man! It was some of the most boring football.
I'm not ready for club football. Hard to watch. I'm not ready.
Real G's knows that 2-0 is the most unsafe scoreline in football. Okay, let me stop this right here. I'm sick of this comment here. I'm sick of the cliches in football that I hate. It's this one right here. That 2-0 is the most unsafe. Do you know categorically, statistically, do you know it's actually the safest result in football?
Safe. You are safe.
Holy, how can I be 2-0 up and I'm the most unsafe?
It's not though, is it?
No, but it is. It actually is.
No, like you can come off the brakes. That's when you can come off the brakes a little bit.
Go to Opta Joe. Opta Joe will let you know.
The point he's making.
I know. We all knew France was 1 goal back. Yeah, listen, it's not safe. I won't say it's a safe scoreline, but what I'm saying is it's not unsafe. Let's not do this. How much 2-0 up and it's unsafe?
No, because literally,
the next goal is big,
bro. No, because when that first goal goes in, the winds of change. Football spiritually, I don't know what happens, but because you know what it is, when you're 1-0 up, I just need to defend this lead. When you're 2-0 up, you're in that limbo. What should we go and put in another? We've got that buffer zone, and then when that first goal hits in, you're like, holy smokes, what do we do now? It's weird. I don't know.
I go for the jugular. If I'm 2-0 up in the first half, I'm going for the jugular. You lot are dead meat. You lot are done. Put a fork in it. It's over. The minute you start to think, should I step back, then you've lost the game mentally already.
But that's the thing. At 2-0, that happens. Whereas at 3-0...
Come on, guys. If you're losing games at 2-0 up, come on. Let's have a conversation. We have to have a conversation. We can't be doing this,
Yeah, of course.
But big up to that side. I get your point. I do get your point, to be fair. McAllister says, McAllister was superb, says Endo. He's so good. Yep, that price tag went up.
You see McAllister, though, yeah? Mm-hmm. He's buying him, though. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Oh, no, he
Barcelona.
Will get a move. He will get a move.
Really?
Yeah.
Barcelona. Yeah. Listen, if there's one club I can count on.
McAllister has put himself. When you are shopping for stuff,
yeah,
and you're looking for them deals like on Amazon, all that stuff, and it's a Christmas stuff. He's put them on the prime choices. It's like, have you seen this? Have you seen this, guy? That's all fine.
Do you know what it is right now? You're doing Christmas dinner shopping, right? Man sees the sprouts, man sees the thing. You think, yeah, allow that. Pigs in blanket, cop, right? But then you see the cheese board. You think, oh, hang on a minute. Maybe I could add a little red wine to this, a little grape. We're good to go. That's what it is right now. Some club's gonna be like, actually, do you know what? Maybe if we complement it with this, we could be removing. That's what I think is gonna happen. But in January especially. But as we know, Brighton will make money. Let's be very clear. Mm-hmm. No one's taking Brighton for no mugs. Murad says Macron has been in more team meetings in the France national team than he was with his own government. Exactly. What's he doing there, man? Listen, instead of being in Brussels with the members of the G8, he was doing up team talk with the number 8.
With the summit. These times, man flew thousands of miles to Qatar. They don't give a damn about this environment.
Hey, if you lot watch the FIFA documentary, if you haven't seen it yet, the Qatar thing with like French football and France, it's outrageous. It's out friggin' outrageous. Let's just say PSG it wasn't an accident. That's all I'm saying.
Of course it wasn't.
Caesar says, "Whoa, better than TT." Listen, we got to call it as it is, man. What we are watching right now at 23 years old, because that Ballon d'Or is coming. By the way, the Ballon d'Or is like, when are you ready to give it to him? You know, when are you ready?
He has to win the Champions League. Yes, he has to win the Champions League now.
He doesn't have to win the Champions League.
No, the reason being he does, because right now it's going to Messi because of the World Cup.
You don't think it's going to?
They play for the same team though.
Because of the World Cup, they play for the same team. But I'm saying Mbappé
who
has
won
to
last
do
year?
it.
Who won last year's Ballon d'Or?
Benzema just won it.
Karim, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that next year will be Messi?
At the moment,
yeah.
At the moment, it will be him. Because obviously he's taken his team to the World Cup, and normally the star in the World Cup winner will get the Ballon d'Or. So, but I'm saying for Mbappe, he has to make sure he is the man for PSG all the way to that Champions League final and actually win it.
But that's the thing, though. No matter what Mbappe does, the streets will say Messi won the Champions League and the World Cup.
But in addition to that, he has to also make sure that Messi doesn't sign the extension, or PSG doesn't trigger the extension. Because that's what Messi has in his contract.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Lola not agreeing with the Messi, with the TT and Mbappe talk. Murad says, Peter, do you want him at Arsenal? Shall we get Wenger to chat to him? I have a story on Mbappe, guys, in 2016.
Here we go.
It might cost us the top 4 podcast here. I have a story. You know the season when Monaco just came out of the blocks and we met Mbappe for the first time, right? The 17-year-old.
Yeah.
In the that was the 2016-17 season, right? When Monaco done their thing.
Yeah.
In the 2015-16 season, I have it on good authority that Mr. Wenger himself spoke to this young kid called Kylian.
Yeah, I've had enough. I don't want to hear it no more. It's okay. Yeah, of course he did.
The year, by the way, when we lost the league to Leicester City, this season, right? That season, spoke to a young Kylian and offered Monaco £10 million, to which Monaco rejected and said, "You better up the ante." Wenger said, "That's fine. We'll leave it there."
And then he went to slap what was 100 million on Thomas Lemar.
And then a star was born the next year, literally. I mean,
and how much did PSG spend on this, brother? 117 million,
isn't it? Wasn't it 200? Like 189 million. With
because Neymar was 222 million. Remember that?
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So there is your Monaco. Come on, it's a match made in heaven. Wenger's blind spot was French players for the longest time at Arsenal, but the one you didn't pick was him. Are you freaking kidding me, Arsene? Come on. You know what I'm saying? We had Chamac, Gervinho, anything from the French league, anything that had a French name in it. He couldn't help it. He would just pull the trigger and buy them. But this one he let go. I sat there. You know, like Tony Marshall, right? Even when he rocked up at Manchester United, I was like, hang on, Wenger, how's this slip through your fingers? First of all, this is a Marshall guy who played against Arsenal for Monaco in the Champions League and absolutely destroyed us at the Emirates. So why the hell have you not picked him up this time? Oh, no. And meanwhile, you know, Leicester are getting Kante and people are getting Bakayoko and Thomas Lemar. I'm thinking, well, Wenger, you used to have your pulse on the French league. No one could match you until Alan Pardew came with his Newcastle lot and bought about 20 French players that we cannot find anymore except Johan Cabaye. Yes. So, Murad, to your question, we should have had that conversation a long time ago, but now it's going to cost us, it's going to put the club in the red if we bought Mbappe. Arsenal would have survived. We'd have to shut down the Highbury House office. There's no way we could afford to buy Mbappe and still be running tap water and all that electricity. You must be freaking kidding me. Anyway.
Must have worked from home. Use your own laptop.
Man's got to do the game from home, bro. You know that,
Via Zoom.
on a Zoom thing, but when a man's bare delayed, bro. The goal went in about 5 minutes ago, bro. You know them ones, like, and it's still buffering.
Number 10, Emil Smith Rowe.
You know what I mean? Lola says we have to have what's it called? He'll have a better career than TH, but Henry was a better player. Now, how Henry plays versus Mbappe, you can see different technical levels. The thing is, Henry at 23 versus Mbappe at 23. I'm looking at the two and I'm like, look, listen, Henry, I love with all my heart. Let's be very, very clear. And the greatest player, one of the greatest players I've ever seen play for Arsenal, right? Bergkamp number 1, obviously. But you know what we the clutchness I saw of a player the other night. Was it last night? I can't even remember. The clutchness of a man in a final to score a hat trick, to then score a penalty as well in the shootout. You know what I'm saying? And not once did he look phased. He looked like, this is mine. I belong here. Do you know what I'm saying? This was his stage. The most time he looked nervous was when he went to go.
He said,
when he went
I am going to slay the king. That's what he said he's going to do.
And he's the Golden Boot winner, by the way. He won the Golden Boot as well. And the thing is, it's like, that's the only time he looked nervous, was going on stage, knowing that he's just lost. I have to collect a trophy. How can he put this man through this pain? It's unbelievable.
Oh, did you see that picture? I said that is a man on a mission.
I'm telling you, when Macron tried to hug him and talk to man, listen, bruv, no one chat to me, bruv, because I'm coming for every one of your head tops in the next year. What the Euro 24? Don't go to Germany. Don't bother, because they're gonna win it by a country mile. The French national side, by a country mile. I love Henry, but he weren't doing this at 23, not even in his peak. It's scary. We got to wait and see here. We have to wait and see, of course. I specifically speaking on ability, not about what they are doing at 23. I was just talking about like the fact that how clutch Mbappe is at this age. You know what I'm saying? He has won the World Cup before. He has done, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like that's what I mean in terms of what he's done. I'm talking like the way he's played, what he's done for his team himself, you know, single-handedly and stuff like that. Listen, he needs to get that Champions League under the way, but he might as well just move club. Just go to Madrid, call it a night. I thought London had more blacks, but okay.
Yeah, no, it's Paris.
Are you guys going to be here on Boxing Day? We're going to do the 27th. Boxing Day, you know what I'm saying? Family time, you know what I'm saying? Mistletoe and wine, all that sort of stuff. So we'll come
Tuesday.
We'll resume on the Tuesday on the 27th. I think that makes more sense. Are you guys? Yeah. So Boxing Day, I'm at the Arsenal FC. So yeah, I'm not ready for Premier League football, guys. I'm not ready for it. I must admit.
No,
I was sad.
We got a Carabao match on Wednesday, and I'm like, I ain't got time for that.
I feel sad going home last night after the final. Like, oh, it's over. Like the World Cup is done. It's finished.
And this is the only downside for winter because normally after World Cup there's a break. Like football is off. But I have to come back to the team that annoys me the most on a week-to-week basis.
Everyone's got to go watch their club again. That annoys them week in, week out. You know what I'm saying? You know, Man City have a World Cup winner. Who's the Man City World Cup winner?
We've got a World Cup pair in centre back, baby. Let's go.
Who's Man City's one? Who's the Argent? Oh, of Alvarez, obviously.
Yeah,
Alvarez, who was superb this tournament, by the way. Here, also SW6. I hear that, but even ability, it's Mbappe. Lord have mercy when it's refined. Peter, you remember Almunia? The words like that, the first one, they're not allowed to be said on this podcast. Because that was a time when I lost it. Like in a relationship, yeah, you love somebody, right? But then there's a moment when they make you see red. They chop your wires, right? That signing of Manuel Almunia was the day. That was the day. Him, Squillaci, Johan Giroud, Jenkinson, Clichy, all fullbacks. How did Wenger get top four with that dross? Because people like Liverpool were having a spliff, and we didn't know who Man City were necessarily. Maybe we did around that time, but people like Liverpool were having a fat spliff down the road. Man City and Chelsea were the only two teams fighting for the league titles. Them times, it was a walk in the park. It was basically, go on Arsenal, collect fourth. Like we had to finish fourth, even though it was like, dross. Don't forget Denilson in the middle of with Lord Bentner up top. Managed to get a goal at the new camp. Yeah, I know. Let's not talk about Arsenal yet, yeah, shall we? Okay, we've gone on for over an hour. We need to move this steadily along. Still not picking Mbappe over ability. Okay, fair enough. France and Brazil love Saka. Both countries named him the World Cup team of the tournament. Respect is building for my son.
I told you. Transfer request.
Look,
I said, listen, Man City are going to be knocking.
I haven't been on the podcast, obviously, since you lot have been waxing lyrical about England and when Saka's been playing well. But my God, Bukayo Saka. What a man! What a man!
You better make sure he signs a new contract. He has a release clause of 150 million at the very minimum.
200 grand a week.
That's a player.
Just do it.
That's a player.
Just do it.
And you know me, I don't give a damn about Arsenal, but that's a player. That is a player right there.
Listen, he has to be our Messi. That's what it is. Just give him the keys. Just give him the keys. It's finished. It's over. I'm watching a player who doesn't matter what stage he's on. He lives up to the occasion. He takes it in his stride. I know you lot wax lyrical as well about Jude Bellingham. Top quality player as well. But Bukayo Saka, I mean, you know what? And the thing is, when we don't have the front three, like, Martinelli, Saka, Jesus, I mean, guys, if they all stay fit and healthy for the next couple of years, man, just watch this space. This is a team that's got something about them, man. It's got something about them. Big up to Bukayo Saka. The streets won't forget 10 a.m. kickoffs. That will live long in the memory. Absolutely. The next World Cup is going to be even more brazy. Games are like 6 a.m. Hey, listen, 6 a.m. I need to find a flight. Okay, yeah. Where's our American contingent? Where's Baraka and them man there? And what's my man's name? There's another brother, Brendan. Where my Chicago town guys, bro? Where my Toronto FC? Huh? Get me a ticket up there. Okay, even if I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I don't give a damn where I am. As long as I am in the land, in the mainland, I will make it happen. You can throw me to Arkansas, I will still make my way to a World Cup.
What is it? Okay? Vancouver, Toronto. I think the finals in Texas. I think at the AT&T.
Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Interessant. So yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. Save all my savings will go into that World Cup for sure. Do you think they should consider hosting the World Cup during the winter months? I'd give it a bash.
This is the first time. I wouldn't mind it happening again, just not frequently.
Just not what? Sorry.
Not frequently.
Yeah, I think like every four tournaments, maybe 3 or 4 tournaments. Every 4 tournaments, we'll have it. Give it to a country where in the summer it's just unbearable. So that at least in the thing, because that man was still baking. I saw some shirts, sticking on people's bodies like vests. You know what I'm saying? It's winter and it's still probably like sticky. So yeah, I'm I'm not against the winter World Cup. There's a winter Olympics.
This tournament proved a lot of things. I was like, you know what? Yeah,
the tournament was lit. Yeah. Hey, listen, this is the reason why countries want to host the World Cup, right? At the end of the day, people say what they want to say about Qatar. Guess what? Qatar, you've had one of the best World Cups in history. And that will be forever known. And your production, by the way, your stadiums, your production, the lighting, the friggin' it was full on. I loved every minute of it. Loved every minute of it. But yeah, I would consider it for sure. Assad says 2-0 depends on what the second, when you score your second. If it's in the 85th minute, then obviously you're good. But if your other team gets 1 goal with 20 minutes to go, you're in trouble. Scoreline, 2-0 scoreline is a safe line dependent on the fragility, weakness of the team that have it. It also depends at what point the second goal is scored, of course. Of course, indeed. AD, don't worry, bro. We're getting Enzo Fernandez. AD's obviously just timed out at the minute. Enzo Fernandez needs to stay away from United. I mean, he won the young player of the tournament, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Which I'm surprised at.
That caught me off guard, to be fair. I must admit.
I thought it would be Alvarez. I thought it would be Alvarez, though.
Yeah, so did I. At least. I would have thought so. At least Alvarez, he was definitely instrumental, but no one's going to knock Enzo because Enzo was doing his thing. Caicedo, Fernandez, and Bellingham, I'm happy, man. I'm a happy man. What? To sign all those 3? Good luck. What money do Liverpool have to be signing that many? That's going to cost you an arm. That's 200 million nearly worth of player. Especially with the way Brighton priced their players.
I'll give them a kneecap as well.
You know what I'm saying? That's quite a lot of money you got to spend at the end of the day. That's quite a lot of money you got to spend. SW6 says, Peter, I'm on that part of the FIFA doc. I can't believe it. Absolutely unreal. PSG. Just telling you. Guys, it's going on. It's going and going. That's all I can say. Assad, can we touch on Gary Lineker and his continuous racial undertones towards Qatar? He done the most yesterday when Messi was covered with that cloak. Oh, talk to me about this cloak. Talk to me about Gary Lineker.
Oh, the cloak was
what do you guys think?
Gangster. Oh, that cloak was absolutely amazing.
I'm not a fan of the cloak. I was like, what the heck? Messi needs to be shown in his glory in the sky blue and white with the gold trophy in between. I didn't want to see the hem of his garment. What the heck is this? I didn't see
so gangster. Coronation. You said put the black and gold on me while I lift this damn trophy. You're damn right.
It's not that man conveyed. This guy just won the World Cup. Leave him alone. Give him the trophy.
Also, there's other traditions that's happened throughout the World Cup. Like Pele's wearing a sombrero when he won the World Cup. So what are we doing here? The Mexicans put a sombrero on him when he lifted the trophy. It's not the first time. It's just people want to be on a high horse and they just move on.
What do you lot think of Assad's comment though on Gary Lineker?
Listen, there's been bare wild comments by many people this World Cup. We can sit here and we can chew them all out. I'm not surprised at it really, because remember how BBC started the World Cup? Just felt 30, 45 minutes cussing.
I listened back on the pod and I just sat there like just nodding and agreeing, like, what on earth was going on? You mean I missed the open ceremony because you got an issue with the country with their human rights? Are you frigging kidding me? I want to see the ceremony. What's the matter with you lot? And who are we, the West, to tell people how they should behave? Have you seen our behavior as well? Not that I condone anything. Don't get me wrong. I don't condone any of this nonsense, but just shut up. You know what I'm saying? We're here to watch the World Cup. Let me get on with the football, okay? We'll deal with the other Listen, Macron, come go deal with those political issues over there. You know what I'm saying? And let me watch Mbappé. You know what I'm saying? And Messi. You know what I mean? Neymar, Bukayo Saka. You know what I mean? Let me watch my boys kick the ball. That's what I give a damn about. And plus, Lineker, don't go. But because your pockets were filled with water cash, you know what I'm saying? You got a wad of cash from that thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're there. Don't go then if you're so a big man, high and mighty. Nonsense. Brazil still number one in the rankings.
Listen, have you seen the FIFA rankings?
If there's one thing, if there's one thing,
they're now fourth. They're fourth.
Listen, if there's one thing in life that's bent in all of football, in all the things football we talk about is bent, the FIFA World Rankings has got to be in the top 3, at least in the top 4 of what is bent. I mean, come on, Brazil number 1. I get it. You know, friendlies count and whatever other tournaments they're playing.
If I have won the World Cup, why am I not number 1?
Simple as you should be number 1, and you've only lost one game in 40. Give me something. Give me something. Lola said, I would have preferred the Premier League to come back in the new year. I hear you.
I hear that.
I totally hear you.
I hear that.
Yes, absolutely. I think everybody's a little bit exhausted by the time we've got to the end of a World Cup and then we're doing boxing. First of all, we're doing Carabao Cup. No one's watching any of that. Let me be very clear right now.
I couldn't care less. You've got Burnley. Burnley. I'm like, I ain't got damn about that. If we lose, we lose.
It's crazy. I'm back at Sterling with left wing back and Mount stinking out the wing. Aside, it's not been the greatest for the English hopeful. It's been going out to France, guys. I was in pain. I was in utter pain because there was so many things that I would have done differently. There were so many things where I just looked at and just thought, Kane has scored about 30 penalties against Arsenal, right, in his life. And then I'm watching him, fair enough, he took the first one, he put it away, well done, and he skied the second one. It happens in football. But when we talk about world-class players, I talk about the clutch moments, right? And when I needed you most, Harry Kane.
On the showcase of immortals.
When I needed you, exactly, the showcase of the immortal, exactly, yeah? The WrestleMania, the Super Bowl, the friggin', the NBA Finals. When I needed you most at the biggest stage.
Where was it?
Where were you?
Where were you?
Where the hell was he?
Exactly. So, Carabao, Carling Cup. You know when you're calling it Carling Cup, that's what you know by. Carling Cup this week. Yeah, the Worthington Cup. If anybody remembers the Worthington Cup, that's probably my early era. The Milk Cup, I think, was just before my time. I'm showing my age there. Assad says, I used to call Saka a black James Milner. Okay, first of all, why? This is the second outrageous take you've made today, by the way. Why was he the black James Milner? And don't get me wrong, I've got no disrespect for James Milner whatsoever. Those are two different players from two different worlds. What are we talking about? What is going on?
Do you know what it was? It's because obviously Saka was, there was a point where Saka was doing a job seemingly anyway for Arsenal, where he was a right winger, but was playing left wing back. There was times he was even playing as like a left central midfielder. So I think the James Milner comment comes from like, he was a jack of all trades, master of none. But obviously, as Saka's started to kick into gear, now he's a bad boy right winger, man.
He's a bad boy. Yeah, bad man. This
because Saka applies himself, isn't it?
SW6.
He can do anything.
SW6, bring a camera and a microphone, and we will be going at this World Cup. Let me tell you,
really?
Well, hey, let's make it happen. Did you see Don Robbie in Doha? Did man see Don Robbie?
I saw it. He is in the robes. He visited the mosque. I was like, this man's living the life.
Look, I knew he'd won. Don Robbie. I knew he'd won when he was eating jerk chicken in the streets of Doha. I said, that's it. He's won. I said he's won. He's actually won.
I never want to say it.
Bro, Pippa Monique was at the final, literally watching the final. I sat there thinking, hang on, she was at the Arsenal women's game like a week ago, and now she's in Doha. Like, oh, come on.
I do know why Don Robbie's the man.
Why is he the man?
His brother had a mad thing in it.
Oh,
then man went to the hospital beds. He's like, yo brother, you good, yeah? You alive? I'm gone.
He bounced, yeah. Man said, I'm out of here. Oh, well, you're gonna be all right, yeah.
The World Cup.
Yeah, I see you later. I said, I'll see you when I see you. I'll see you when I see you. But man, like Cecil G was in Argentina. Was in Argentina. I couldn't believe it. I sat there like, yeah, these men have won. Lola says, also Martinelli announced himself to Brazilians. Unlike the others in the squad, he wasn't known in their leagues. Now he is. Martinelli. Oh, guys, I love Arsenal. Let's talk. Anyway, Man City against Liverpool on Thursday. Okay, we'll be doing predictions. Don't you worry about that. Talking about the footy, the Premier League back. You see now Mbappé scored 3 pens against the same keeper at the same side, and Kane couldn't even get it on target. Bloody mouth breather. There you are. That's the wheat from the chaff Adrian's talking about. That is the wheat from the chaff. Assad says, I saw him as a black James Milner because he seemed like a utility man. That's the point you were making there, AD. I felt like he didn't specialize in anything. Fair play. And he was like 19. Okay. So fair play to him. He just wanted to get a gig. You know, Maitland-Niles, yeah? Look now. Look at your age. Look at your guys. Anyway, Lola says he specializes in being a baller, having a beautiful black babes and God. Yeah, when they asked him what's his favorite scripture, man backtrack, blood. I said, yo, come on, Sack, man. Come on, let's rep, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah. I said, I give all glory to God. Man said, yeah. The journalist asked him straight up. You know, he could have said any verse because the journalist wouldn't know. He could have said any verse. Man said, oh, what's your favorite scripture? Oh, like, you like I like them all. I swear to God, you like them all. Yeah. Even when Jesus died, you liked it all. This guy, bro. I said, oh, Sack, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, big up to Bukai Sack. That's hilarious. At least God got
not a young Obadiah, no. A young Obadiah too.
Listen, Prophet Daniel, bro. I'm all in it. I'm thinking, yeah, come on, give me something there, man. Okay, guys, let's wrap this stuff up anyway. Player of the tournament. Who's your player of the tournament?
Before you go there, go get your flowers.
Look at this. Peter as a host, better than Oscar as a host. This is what we like to see. Man reads every comment. Top G. Listen, I like to give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? I like to give the people.
Player of the tournament.
It's to Oscar, yeah? It's impossible.
Yeah. Oscar's juggling, bro. Oscar's having to juggle.
There's key differences because Peter will say the point and then the comments will have well gone before his point. So he catches up.
More
Oscar
time.
just sips them up.
That's not even Oscar his flowers. Oscar's the man, you know.
Oscar's been holding it down. Big up Oscar, bro. Holding it frigging down. Yeah, he needs to announce himself next week, though. How can he miss the post World Cup top 4 podcast? Are you freaking mad? Some might say, "What were you doing, Peter, throughout the entire tournament?" Okay, player of the tournament. We've got Mbappe, people. We've got Mbappe. We've got the Mbaps in the building. What you guys saying, man? What you guys telling me?
It's between him or Messi because they're all the two people that when you
Messi,
turn to a country and you like, I am the man, and they're both the men for their country. But if you don't win the big one, I'm sorry.
Is that what counts? Yeah, is that what it is?
It is what it is.
because for example, right? Sorry
to interrupt. I was gonna say the other big thing is that remember throughout this whole final, Messi was there from minute one. We didn't have a sniff from Mbappe until the 75th minute. And that's what it is, and clearly when France was saying, "Oh, you were amazing for us," but where were you, bro, in the first hour?
Yeah.
And if you're asking that question,
it's one of those when the reality hits you, like everyone even if the body's not ready, yeah, there's always an extra 10%. You know what I'm saying? Mind over matter. There's always a 10% you could push more.
And it sounds like I'm being harsh. I'm not. I'm like, no, Mbappe played amazing. But if I have to nitpick, which I am doing, that's what Messi wins over it.
See, a question I have for you guys then: if France win the World Cup, is it Mbappe or Griezmann?
Mbappe.
Because I thought Griezmann was fantastic.
Mbappe, because Griezmann has been here or there, depending on which game you play. Mbappe has carried this team throughout the tournament.
Interesting scenes. And Endo says Mbappe was mid in the quarters and semis. Messi scored in every round. Is that true?
Yeah, every round. He scored in every game.
As Mr. SW6 has said, easy money. Easy money. I'm going with Messi. What's your thoughts, guys? Let's get your votes in.
Lionel Andreas Messi.
AD.
You'll go Messi.
You're not arguing that, are you?
Messi.
He is the player of the tournament. Yes, indeed. Who's the biggest overachievers in this tournament, lads? I want to get your thoughts.
Morocco.
Morocco. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue. You know, Morocco is obviously a standout winners, but like, you know, guys, I beat this horn every 2 years because whenever there's an international tournament, guys, and I wax lyrical about the nation that is of Croatia. Yeah, a country of 3 million people, right? Less than London, and look at the talent it keeps frigging producing. France 98, it finished third. Then obviously the final against France in 2018. They're then in the semi-final in 2022. What were they in? Did they go deep in the Euros? Why did I think they went deep in the Euros?
I think they lost to England. I think they did.
Yeah, but like I'm saying,
they did. Yeah,
guys, they're a nation that shouldn't. You know, basically 60% of 50% of that nation plays football. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't find that anywhere, and yet it churns out talent after talent. I mean, the goalkeeper, I forgot his name now. Phenomenal stuff in the knockout stages. He was brilliant for them. Obviously, Luka Modric. We know what to expect from him. You know, there are so many players where I'm just like, man. You know, like I just wanted to just give an honorable mention to Croatia there and say, do you know what? Fair play to you.
But then by that logic, can't.
Sorry, AD, you was breaking up there.
AD, you broke off there, Adrian.
Go again?
Oh no, I'll say by that logic, if they've been consistent over decades and they've got good talent at their disposal, should we just say that, you know what, Croatia are a fantastic tournament team?
Yeah, and I said that.
So.
I agree. I said, you know what, Croatia doesn't get enough respect because they're always there in the last stages.
You know what they do,
especially fairly recently.
Yeah.
And even if their football has been dross, they make it. They make it there, so I can't complain.
Like when they knocked out Brazil, I just sat there. I said, first of all, Brazil, you bunch of unserious people. Like this is why you will not prosper in this lifetime because you're not serious. They've not been serious since 2006, right? They're just not serious. And then when you go up against discipline, i.e., you know, Croatia, this is what you get. It's what you get served. That's what you get served. Yeah, people are saying, Endo said Morocco 100%. SW6 saying, shout out to my Morocco boys. Labrador Familia. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? W10, get me, we got the gang. Yeah, Morocco is a definite, conceded the least goal, says David. How can we argue? How can we argue? This one said, well, guys, what are we doing here? Croatia are meaty. We're meaty this tournament. They were tough to watch. I swear they won one game. Listen, they might be boring to watch, but I'm just saying they always get to the latter stages. And when you look at their players individually, there's a lot of talent in there. When you think about your Kovacic's, your Modric, the goalkeeper's name who I forget, Perisic, players like that. But then I go back to 98. I'm an old guy, right? And I go back to Davor Suker and Boban and people like that, and they're still churning players out. Like it's just, I don't know, Brozovic, people like that. They're still churning these players out. So yeah. Let's see. I said, I repeat, I will not be picking the YT man, especially an Argentinian. Ooh, okay, I see what you're saying. Even if he is the GOAT, that's a madness, that's an absolute madness. I said, I will not be picking the white man over a black man. I see. Okay. So yeah, what's our answer? Is it biggest overachievers? Is it Morocco?
Yeah, it's Morocco. And well done to them, honestly. Well done.
They represented Africa. Guys, let's give them a round. Let's give them a round.
Yeah, they did. And
you know what I'm saying?
And it's not like let's not front here. They took out Belgium, even though that Belgium are long. You still have to take. They beat them. They beat Spain. They beat Portugal.
Yes,
those are three big teams.
And could have beaten France. They could have beaten France
as well.
Yeah, and I think the game against Croatia in the third round was just a game too many. But you mentioned Belgium, which leads me on nicely. Biggest underachievers, people. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
The biggest underachievers.
Whoa.
I'm going to say Brazil.
Brazil. Oh, Brazil.
Yeah. Okay. With the amount of noise, and even I believed, I said, you know what, this Brazil team can do something.
I swear it was Robin Jobanito.
Yeah, Jogo Bonito. I was there. But let's be honest, they shouldn't have lost. They shouldn't have lost to that Croatia team. They shouldn't.
People wanted it to be. They wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? They wanted a Brazil final, didn't they? Brazil, maybe Argentina, Brazil, France final. They wanted it.
They robbed us.
This is a good shout from Endo. It's a good shout.
No, but Germany have been meaty for a few tournaments now. That's why I'm just like, I can't give it to them. It's from 2018 onwards. They've been quite meaty still.
Lolo agrees with you, saying the biggest underachievers Brazil. SW6 though is like, come on guys, really we're gonna go with Brazil. I said I hear Brazil as well, guys. Literally, I said at the beginning, this is what brought me onto this subject. Like, what the hell is going on at Belgium? What the flip happened with them this time?
Kevin De Bruyne said it. He didn't give a damn.
He did not give a damn. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Brazil were meant to be in the final. This is gonna be a tough vote, man, because there's so many teams in there. Like, who else?
Because remember them predictions, and we mapped out the route. We said, guys, Brazil can make this final.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, though, like I remember seeing, like, okay, they shouldn't have. We're not expecting them to be in like the semi-final or anything, but Serbia, people like that, people who I looked at as an underdog because they had so much good talented players.
Dark Horse, Uruguay.
They literally did nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? They did nothing for me whatsoever. But yeah, guys, it's going to be a tough vote because Belgium. I think Brazil's a good shout. I think Germany's a good shout. And Spain, guys, Spain going out to Morocco. There's teams. England out in the quarterfinals. You know what I'm saying?
You can't say that because they went out to France.
They did go out to France.
So yeah.
But here's the thing, though, Robin. Anytime we play someone that is half decent,
but then now it's on to Southgate, and now he's got an extension.
I think he always had. I swear he always had. His contract was always ending 24. So I didn't understand why the debate whether he stays or not, because his contract runs till 24. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
He can leave, don't it?
He can leave. Yeah, he can leave, but football's not one of them ones. Like you can't just
beg for. People are begging for Gareth Southgate to stay. They don't want to see the good in the world. They don't.
Listen, Luis Enrique is available. That's all I've got to say about that. Bun Spain, passing merchants. Guys, who's the biggest underachievements? I need.
Mine's gone to Brazil because of the hype. Because they were the unanimous tournament favorites. Like, everyone put them like this is their tournament.
So very good. You're making a very good case.
And they flopped at not even at the hardest hurdle for them. And remember, if you remember that game, it was 0-0 throughout. And Neymar did everything to get them. And it was a wonderful goal.
Yeah, it was a fantastic goal.
And they all they needed to do was sit back. You know, there's some parts where you don't need to sit back. They needed to sit back and they're playing sailing. But no, they just left gaps. Left gaps in field and Croatia get back through. And Croatia are good at penalties. Let's be real about it. So yeah.
Lola says, did you see that stat? Play the team in the top 10. Play the team in the top 10 in the world 24 times and won 4 times. Southgate is a bum, according to Lola. Guys, okay, so Brazil, says Robin. AD, who's your biggest underachiever in this World Cup?
I think when you look at, because obviously you got expectation, isn't it?
Yep.
You got to look at what's expected of a team. I'm sorry, Brazil, like the manner in which they crashed out as well. They had that game well in hand. Like Neymar's done his business as far as anybody's concerned. There's no reason for them to lose that game. All right, is the battle on?
You're saying listen, is the battle on. The thing is, Endo says that, with the hype and everything that came with it, right, with Brazil. But the thing is, I'm looking at Belgium, guys, and I'm like, really? Okay, maybe we shouldn't be expecting anything from Belgium, right? But like they've underwhelmed for some time. Although in 2018 they finished 3rd, so 4 years is a long time. Don't get me wrong, in football, it's a long time. But my God, I think Brazil is a very good shout, man. But then Germany getting pumped by Japan, just little things you just think, really though, is that what's really going on? It's a difficult one. Brazil is definitely a good shout because Brazil came with the hype and the noise. Yeah, and the thing is, maybe I've got Belgium mixed up here. They were never making it past the last 16. Everyone there was dusted. I think for the expectation, for the hype, for the noise, for the talent, Brazil, I think going out in the quarterfinal is an underachievement. I think you guys have made a great point. I think all in all, Brazil have to. I'm just trying to find a Brazil comment here. Brazil have been the biggest underachiever in the World Cup. Who was not that guy for this tournament? Because guys, we could be
the
here
whole tournament.
Or whether it's this week.
I'll say for the game. I have one from the game.
Go on for the game.
Well, there's actually 2 really. The first one is obviously it comes from Argentina. You are literally to the up and cruising to the World Cup. The prophecy was coming true. I was like, yep. And what does he do? For no reason, he pulls the shirt down on the French guy. Kylian Mbappé comes through, makes it 2-1, and then just leaves Mbappé free to score a wonder goal to make it 2-2. So for this game, on one side, Nicolas Otamendi is not that guy.
Wow.
On the other hand, I'm looking at the captain of France because some of these penalties that you let through. Because let's be real, even though Messi's penalty was very naughty, Larry should have been saving that.
Holy smokes! People stuck it on Lloris early doors, and I'll be honest with you guys. I think Lloris had a great tournament. I'll be honest.
He had a good tournament. I'm about to say, but this game, you're on the big stage with the big final.
The big
eyes
stage.
Are on you.
Bright lights.
The eyes are on you.
The bright lights
on you.
Yeah, I mean, people had nothing good to say about Lloris being one of them. Belgium, of course, being there. So you're not that guy having to be Belgium as a team. But KDB,
of the tournament,
KDB,
there's two. Number one's KDB because that comment, you can't just turn up, represent your national team, and say, "Now we're too old." I was like, oh, come on.
He's the 31.
There's not giving a damn. There's not giving a damn. But publicly saying it,
Yeah, I mean, come on, like it's not like the man are
You-
40. Like Modric
Yeah.
is 40 and he's
You,
kicking the
you
ball. Like, you know
literally
what I'm
just
saying?
cast your whole team.
You know
And
what
the
I'm
other
saying?
one for me, the one that has been dethroned as the quote unquote one of the greatest.
Oh,
CR7.
is it here? Why?
This
Why
is a
CR7?
this is a Hall of Shame tournament for you. Number one, you come up with the meeting with Piers Morgan. You get fired from Man United. All right, cool.
He legit got fired, man.
you got fired.
I'm gutted
It's
now.
fired from Man United.
I won't get to announce his name at the Emirates next week. I'm fuming about that next month. I'm fuming about that. I was like, what are you sacking him for? That's not legal, is it? Surely that's not legal.
It is very legal.
Yeah.
Now he goes to the Portuguese national team. He's like, right, I've been fired from my team, but if I win the World Cup, I'm going to retire. All right, cool. You're talking that talk. A couple games in, his other manager said, you are not playing for me. You're playing against the team. You need to hold the bench. As soon as he hits the bench, what happens? The new guy scores a hat trick, and Portugal are flying.
Yeah,
and then again, they were flying in, and they're also flying against Morocco as well. And then Morocco, fantastic goal, and they just defended for their lives for about 45 minutes. CR7 came on, did absolute niche. And then when you see that Messi carried his team at 35 years old, he carried his team to the ultimate trophy. CR7, and he sat at home. He has no home. Let's be honest. He sat. He has no team to go back to. No one has asked for him.
I'm amazed.
No one has asked for him. No one is there because no one can pay for him. And people are like, this guy is washed. And he's going out, Peter, he's going out sad. As one of the best players we've ever seen. He's going out sad.
Yeah, this is bad. It's one thing like with Man United and everything else. And then obviously the Messi to win this World Cup as well. It's outrageous. Honorable mentions here, Lautaro Martinez. He was Higuain incarnate. He was Higuain incarnate.
He is so lucky. He's one of the luckiest players.
Him and Otamendi need to pray to the heavens because honestly, give thanks because it's ridiculous. AD saying CR7 is still one of the greatest. Generous Dave says, I changed my mind. Lautaro Martinez, man decided that he wanted to be higher than Messi in the iconic photo. Must have not get out of it. KDB, the leader, literally quit mid-tournament and turned on his team. And then Modric and co at 38 finished third. This is an outrageous scene. Honestly, Belgium need to hold the KD Bizzle. You need to hold that L for real. But my guy, people, no one's mentioned him. I'm so sorry. He's had a good tournament all year, all season, all tournament long. He's done tremendously well. He saved his team as part of, he's been one of the main sort of players in the side. And, he gets to a World Cup final, wins the World Cup, probably arguably one of the best players in those 120 minutes or so, and in the penalty shootout as well. He wins the golden glove. Obviously, he can't stop talking about Arsenal, but I'm going to let that one slide. I'm going to let that one go because this is his moment. He's winning the World Cup. He's done it all, right? He's there. He's gone and won the frigging golden glove as well as winning the World Cup. And then he stands next to what I could only imagine was a sheikh or some sort of dignitary, with the golden glove. And instead of, maybe kissing the trophy, hugging the trophy, raising it aloft, happy, he decides to put it by his pelvis. Is he all right? Is he actually all right in Qatar?
I was a bit scared for him because the sheikh looked at him.
I said to people I said, he ain't getting out of that country anytime soon because they're locking him up tonight. What does he think he's doing? Have you heard about the people? Listen, people who are Welsh that were wearing rainbow flags couldn't get in the stadium, never mind doing these gestures, okay? This guy legit held a trophy right by his private areas, by his genitals. Who the hell does this man think he is? Honestly, his behavior has always been a problem with that guy, okay? And he's 30 years of age. Did you know he's 30 years old? You never think it because he acts like a kid. He acts like an immature kid. But I'm so sorry, Emi Martinez. For me, you are not that guy. I mean, everything. If had you just won the trophy
At the same time, he is that guy still. That's the thing. He is that guy.
It's his moment. It's his moment. Don't get
He
me
is
twisted.
that guy, but he was also not that guy.
It's the only thing that I had against him. Obviously, besides his talk about Arsenal, I didn't like the fact that it's not, and it was the case with the Argentinian players. Some of them were just very much like very cocky, arrogant, blah blah. And Martinez was fitting that bill. And I think because he knows he's got Messi, he's like, listen, I'm untouchable. What? You can't touch me. I got Messi. What? And fair enough. If you got Messi, you know what I'm saying, in beef, he will defend you. You know them ones. But like the gesture with the trophy, bruv, on the stage. This is your big moment. Your kids, your grandkids, everyone's gonna watch this. You're gonna go back home in Argentina. You're gonna go to back to Birmingham, and you're gonna have family over. You're gonna have parties. You're gonna do all sorts throughout the whole year and the rest of your life, right? And there's going to be that golden glove right there in the trophy cabinet. You're going to have like a replica World Cup. You are a world champion. Yeah? What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Honestly, if honestly, it's just, it really pissed me off. Because at the end, I was like, you're such an idiot. Like, why did you ruin that moment for me? I was enjoying that moment for you, and you ruined it for me like that. So yeah, Martinez's ego is massive. The guy is irrelevant till the other day. To be fair, he is a world champion. He's one of the biggest. He's won the biggest trophy in sports. So us haters have to hold that. Listen, I was saying to Doug during the game, I was like, yo, Arsenal need to hold this L, blood. Like, how has he won the World Cup, bro? Do you know, like, people like Giroud won the World Cup when he left Arsenal that year, and then Martinez, it's just annoying. It's annoying. At least I know that he will never win the league title unless he goes to a big club. But it's just, at the end of the day, like, I didn't even want to be like bitter towards him. Nothing like that. He's a former Arsenal player. Like, happy for him. But that frigging pissed me off. It really annoyed me. So yeah, Martinez for me, not that guy. Not that frigging guy. Okay, my friend.
The World Cup is over.
Guess what? The World Cup is over. But as you can see on the ticker below, the Premier League season is back. Next week, people, we want to do a quick prediction of some of the big games that are happening.
Oh, we're back. Peter, we're back. We're back.
I don't even want to be here. Do you know what? Like Lola said, New Year business. Let's have the Premier League in the new year. Okay, quickly. Brighton and Hove Albion. Brighton. What am I doing? Monday, Boxing Day. Brentford against Spurs. 12:30 kickoff. All the games are on Prime. 12:30 kickoff. Brentford against Spurs. What do we reckon? Could Brentford, fresh legs? Could they do Spurs something?
When did England come back? It's been a week, and they won't have Romero either. I think Brentford could do something. Yeah.
You think they could try a thing?
Yeah.
You think they can come try a thing? Assad says, well, will there be Ivan Toney? Assad says that it'll be 2-2. I don't know what the situation with Toney is, because it seems to just have like gone in the dark all of a sudden.
As in, there's been a World Cup on. I ain't been paying attention to anything.
Nothing at all. Okay. I think Brentford might cause us a shock. Let's have a shock.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, Endo. That's what I like to see.
I know there will be a few shocks this week.
We're going to kick off the Boxing Day bonanza. That's what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. Okay, Palace against Fulham. What do you reckon? Crystal Palace at home to Fulham. Yeah, Fulham. I think I'll go Fulham as well. I'll go Fulham as well on that. Everton at home to Wolves.
How many Wolves players went to the World Cup?
Do only the top 6 games. I mean, it's just me and Rubinho, so I thought we'll just slide through, but we'll get through them.
Wolves. I'll say Wolves.
You think so? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Maybe so. Yeah. Lopetegui in the helm. Yeah. Man like Lopetegui. He's there. Leicester at home to Newcastle United. Here we go.
That's Newcastle.
The future top 6. That's Newcastle winning away.
Yeah.
Newcastle winning away.
Yeah, Leicester. I don't trust Leicester.
No, fair enough.
I remember I'm thinking about Leicester about a month ago.
So, at the end though, I think they picked it up towards the end before the break happened. They did pick it up. Because that's the thing, momentum's now all over the place. It's like starting the first game of the season again. Do you know what I mean? It's like that all over again. Southampton at home to Brighton. Yeah. Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton.
If they've got players, everybody went on the World Cup. Everybody was at the World Cup. You know what I'm saying? Endo says they were in good form, Leicester. But again, does form count when we've not had football for a month? Is there any form? Do we still count it? I don't know. Up for debate. Okay, here's where it gets a bit saucy and juice. This is like a new season. Exactly. It's part 2. This is exactly it. It's part 2. Yeah. So yeah, what's your prediction on Southampton Brighton?
Now that you said that, I can see Southampton winning 2-1.
Interesting. I'm gonna go Brighton. Aston Villa at home to Liverpool, 5:30 kickoff.
Liverpool.
It's hot.
Yeah, quite a few players from Liverpool didn't go, so I feel like Salah and them, man, they've had a month off. They're calm.
Yeah. Oh, we're going for a Villa victory here. I can see an Emery masterclass. Oh yeah, of course, Unai Emery in it. Oh my god, I forgot. How can I forget?
I'm sick of that man.
Emery in my mind. Imagine you must be sick to death of that man. 2-0 Liverpool, says Assad. Yeah, Liverpool have to win. Come on, let's be serious. Ben Doak, give it 3 seasons.
I've heard in this quote unquote pre-season.
Yeah,
that Doak has been doing bits. Whoever this guy is, yeah. So
I was hearing as well. Hey guys, the big one is how we're going to end the Boxing Day. The Arsenal FC, top of the league, Arsenal taking on West Ham United. What do we think?
How many Arsenal players went to the World Cup?
Quite a few, not a lot played, but Ben White will be back. Partey's already playing.
Oh, Ben White. Man went to see his girlfriend. What's happening here?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
That's the question. We need to revisit that because that's a question mark.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know what's going on with Benny White. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's happening there with Benjamin. You know what I mean? Why he man just left, like wasn't getting along with the players, wasn't getting along with Steve Holland. I mean, this is just how random. You know what I mean? Like how random it is. I don't know. God knows what's going on there. SW6 says easy win for the Arsenal FC. Sad says 3-1 Arsenal against West Ham. West Ham always roll over for Arsenal. Is that true? I did not know that. I always find West Ham tough. 2-0 Gunners, says Endo. Yeah, I think we're gonna get. The thing is though, guys, just bear in mind, like Martinelli obviously not had match fitness. Jesus out. Saka, I don't think will play. Partey will be there though. Xhaka will be there. Erdegaard will be there. We should have enough, but I'm worried up front. I'm just worried at the forward end. So yeah, West Ham could pose a threat. Some players didn't go for West Ham, so they could be fresh and ready as well. Who knows? Very quickly, Tuesday. We're going to come back on Tuesday, but we'll do the 2 games that are there. Chelsea at home to Bournemouth. Bournemouth again.
Chelsea don't win. If Chelsea don't win,
Robinho, remember Chelsea's form heading into this World Cup. Oscar couldn't wait. Oh, spoke to Smith Rowe today, 2 weeks back. Say no more. Yeah. What's it called? Yeah. Chelsea. Oscar was like, thank God the World Cup's here. Like he didn't want no part of Premier League football. You know what I'm saying? And because I think Chelsea hadn't won like in 4 or 5 in a row or something like that, something silly like that. So yeah, so Chelsea's it's not home and dry. Chelsea Bournemouth. It's not home and dry. It's not home and dry.
Well, it should be. It should be.
It should be. Chelsea are at home, so I'm going to go victory for Chelsea. I think they'll be okay. But SW6 says, Bournemouth have a good record at the Bridge. So we'll have to wait and see. Eddie needs to rise, says Adrian, and also says 100 racks. Yeah, I know. Assad says Bournemouth are historically a tough team for Chelsea. They do well at the Bridge. I'm going for a draw. Look, both Chelsea fans there, I think, are saying, it's Chelsea not that
believe
great.
In your team, guys. Believe in your team.
Okay, how many players will be fit from the World Cup though? Did they have anybody that goes far? Yeah, did anyone go far? We'll have it back playing. I guess Mount. Don't know.
Mount should be back. Yeah, all the English players should be back. Brazil should be back because I saw Anthony in training today. So I'm like, yeah, these men should be back.
Chelsea have to win, but they're not serious. Says SW6. Yeah, it's a tricky one, man. You guys, it's the Chelsea fans in the chat that are making me think twice. Robin, we have no wins in 5, bro. Faith my backside. Listen, it's a fresh new day. It's a new season. Chelsea have revamped. Potter's got the boys in. He's got them training over the past 4 weeks. They're ready to go. We're going to go for a Chelsea victory there. Imagine it's the first game of the season. That's how you got to look at it. And finally, on that evening, on Tuesday, the 27th of December, Manchester United at home to Nottingham Forest. That's a fixture for the ages.
Like I said, we should win. So it's a long time coming, this game. It's not this one that's not been like this for a hot minute. We should win. It's Maguire and Lindelof at the backs because Varane and Martinez will not be there.
Forest are dross. They're dross.
Forest are dross. They are dross.
They bottom of the league.
The dross, and they have no Dean Henderson because he's on loan. So
there'll be no Henderson. Broja out for the season. Yeah, did you see the ACL?
Yeah,
in a friendly. You know what I'm saying? It's not even like, oh yeah, because when I heard he got the ACL, I was like, what? Have they just found that out from the last game of the Premier League season? That they just found out that he's got an ACL? Then it turns out they played a friendly. But yeah, United are looking good. Martial and Rashford.
Also, it's the first game. No CR7 from now on. So these men until January
has a cloud been lifted.
So we have to wait until January before we can buy a new striker anyway. So we're in the midst of being sold, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't know what United's going to turn up.
Who knows what United will be there? I think United will be comfortable winners against Forest. Forest are awful. But check this, right? Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United all needing to look for a striker in the window. I know Chelsea got in Cuckoo for next summer, but they need a stopgap, don't they? And so do Arsenal, and so do Manchester United. It's going to be interesting.
How long is Jesus out?
They said the rumor was, I think 3 weeks was the rumor. So I don't know. I don't know at all. I thought a few months. That's maybe I heard 3 months. I can't remember what I heard, but like
I heard 3 months.
Okay.
I just thought you had an update on that.
Yeah. Okay. No. I just know that his surgery was successful. That's about it. That's all I know. What does that even mean? Successful? God knows what that even means. Forest at home is a home banker. I think it is. We scored 5 against Forest this season. Home banker for sure.
But yeah, that is. City, I don't know.
Cool.
Obviously, got the Carabao Cups.
I don't know any fixtures in the Carabao Cup. I don't know.
I think we've got Burnley. Question mark. Yeah, we do have Burnley. I know City, Liverpool as well.
Guys, look at this already. Yeah, like City don't play till the Wednesday, the 28th. This is unfair. How do we all get to play Boxing Day and these men get to play on Wednesday? Not even like a cheeky Tuesday. But yeah, Defo Mump says Generous Dave.
That's what I said. I don't know what team I'm going to see on Wednesday for Burnley, because I was like, listen, the Portuguese men aren't back. The Brazil men aren't back. The England players are not back.
So and it's Man City, Liverpool as well in the Carabao Cup, yeah?
Yeah.
It's got to be a City victory at home. I think they got to win. I think City win if they're at home.
Chelsea?
Liverpool won't be all over.
I can't remember.
Chelsea got who? I thought Chelsea got someone nasty. It was at the FA Cup. Chelsea got Man City, I think it was, or whoever. got someone horrible, I think. I can't remember. But as Endo says, excited for the Premier League to be back. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon Prime Football is the best. I've got to love a bit of Jim Rosenthal. Can't knock
I do love a Prime Football. I do love a Prime Football.
Oh yeah, especially that tune, that tune, their song before the show starts. Lovely scenes. Guys, thank you for being here with us. You guys have smashed it today. Thank you so much for all the comments in the comments section. Big up to AD as well, who was here with us. And big up yourself, Rubinho. You done know the World Cup, the greatest World Cup we've ever seen, the greatest final by far we've ever seen. And Messi, the GOAT, gets his deserved prize of the World Cup trophy. Premier League football now is back, people, over the weekend. Make sure you lot enjoy your Christmas, yeah? Enjoy your Christmas. Have a good Christmas Eve. Have a good Christmas Day. Festive season, yeah? You know what I'm saying? Big up Jesus, 100%. And, of course, Boxing Day, you got your football. And then Tuesday, guess what? Top 4 podcast will be back 8 o'clock on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Robin, any last words before we close?
Yeah, no more Ronaldo stands at my club. So Joyce, it's a new day. It's a new day.
It's a new dawn at Manchester United. It's a new dawn. Big up Assad. Thank you for your comments today. Thank you for everybody that's commented today. Big up Lucky. Big up Lola, of course. SW6, you done know. Endo, Generous Dave, Assad, Tenzin, C1. I mean, there's too many names to mention.
We're
Mirad,
on
of
our way
course.
to 300. We're on
On our way to 300 subs. Let's do this, baby.
Yeah.
Let's do this. All right.
Let's do this.
We'll be back after Boxing Day. I'll be about 20 kilos heavier. And I will see you then, people. Until then, people.
Peace.
Next week, we'll see you Tuesday, 8 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace, peace, peace.